Today is episode 63 of Manifest Mondays. Today's title is Fuck Your Opinion, man.
Fuck it. You know what I mean? It's
Fuck your opinion. You can take your opinion and kick rocks with that motherfucker. That's what we talk about today. Uh I think on a path to success, man, it takes a lot of I don't want to necessarily say delirium, but it takes a lot of confidence, a lot of just ignoring the hate, the naysayers, man, and just powering through it, resilience, in order to get there. And at the end of the day, you have to just believe with so much faith in yourself and your vision and your abilities, and just say fuck you to everybody else's opinions, man. You know, that's the
Right.
only way that you're gonna see it through to the finish line. So that being said, how do y'all feel about the thin line between genius and insanity, right? People always say it's crazy, this is crazy, that is crazy until it works, right? You know, why do you think that is?
funny, man,
I mean,
that we hit on this. I'll go ahead, DG.
no, I was gonna say, bro. Like you said that earlier. It's only crazy it's crazy if it don't work right. But whenever you succeed, it's not crazy to people no more. You know, most of the time, whenever you set these unrealistic goals, people are like, bro, why are you doing that? Can you do that? Because I
Hmm.
feel like most of the time, bro, people don't see what you can see, right?
Hmm.
Someone might be close to you. I might lie on the same bed, everything, share food together, but sometimes they don't see that inner drive. They don't see that vision. They don't see what God has for you. So
Hmm.
sometimes your goal and your vision might be so big to them, they can't even fathom. They're like, I don't, because I feel like sometimes people underestimate you. When people are so close to you, y'all
Yeah.
hang out all the time, they don't see your full potential because you're my homie, bro. Like, you're not that person. Other people see that, but sometimes I
Hmm.
feel like the people who are close to you, they don't see that sometimes. So it's one of those situation, man. You just gotta like go in for whatever it is that you want, right? And you can't allow the people around you. Most of the time, the people around you, they're the one who always deter you from like reaching the greatness. Like, bro, you can't do that. Why are you trying to do that? Why are you trying to start that business? You don't have the experience. But like they'll say all that whenever you prove them wrong, they're like, oh my God, like I can't believe you did that. So I think it's like whenever you succeed, whatever people think is crazy is not crazy no more because now it become normalized. You already doing that. So that's
Hmm.
kind of like my 2 cents on that.
Big facts, bro. And like I said, shout out to John James, man. It's funny. We was actually just having this same exact conversation about like just people's opinions in general. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? And how like it kind of sometimes it forces our hand to make ourselves even want to look a certain way, be a certain way, have a certain image about ourselves that we feel like we have to upkeep. You know what I mean? But I think it's just on the basic level of it is what you're saying, DG. Is kind of like people just can't see where you're going. It's kind of like you telling somebody like, "Yo, you see that thing that you see that goalpost right there," and they're like, "What? I don't." You know what I'm saying? And you just start walking towards it.
Hmm.
You
Right,
start walking towards it, and they just like, "Bro, where are you going? What are you doing?" You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
but you see it. You know what I mean? They don't. You know what I mean? So that's like the hardest piece is kind of like almost to convince somebody else like there is something over there and I'm going regardless.
right,
Hmm.
You can come with me. You can come with me, but if you don't see it, that's cool too. But you know what I'm saying? I'm going that
right,
way. So I
right,
think I think that sounds insane, right? Like
right,
if you put it in that terms and somebody was just walking towards something you don't see, it sounds insane, you know?
Hmm.
right,
Yeah.
Um until I get over there and then you got the pot of gold over there and it's just
right,
exactly what they said they was looking at the whole time. And then it's like, but I think that people like it's like you said, people never see the work, just the results, right? So
right,
it's kind of like it, DG, you being super into fitness. It's kind of like not people are not gonna unless they're with you every day. They're not gonna
right,
see every workout. They
right.
just gonna
True.
see you know what I'm saying when
Right,
you hop on the ground with no shirt
right.
on. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like
It's
that's
true.
all they can really
Right,
see, man. So you
right,
can't even. I kind of grew out of the part of like even faulting certain people. It's
right,
just like certain people are supposed to be on the path with you, and some people ain't. And if you
Hmm.
if they can't see it and they still want to contribute,
right,
they can still you know what I'm saying can still rock. But if
right,
they just really are not trying to like go with you to this place that both y'all don't really know where it is yet,
right,
then you know, that's cool too. Like that's cool. Maybe their path is just
Yeah.
moving a different way. That's cool. But you know, sometimes you just have to almost have like that delusion of like
Right,
I'm the delusion of the illusion. You know what I'm saying? Like
right,
I'm going somewhere,
Right.
and it's I just need to figure this out. You know what I
right,
mean? So
Hmm.
right.
yeah,
And also to add onto that too is like I feel like when you think about something, bro, like imagine trying to like convey to somebody things that never been done before. Like I'm gonna be the
Exactly.
one to do it. That's insanity, right? Like how are you gonna be the one to do that when it's never been done before? How are you gonna be the one in the family to make like a couple meals when no one in the family done that before? To them, it's
Yep.
insane, right? But you know, you believe in yourself and you know that you can make that work, bro. So sometimes, like you
Hmm.
say, bro, not everyone's gonna follow that path. People be like, bro, I'm gonna do this. I want to do my own thing. Like, screw you, go figure it out. I'm gonna do my own thing
Yeah.
because they don't believe that. Because to them, it's like, there's no way. Like Diamond, Ramond, like we grew up together. It's no way they can do that because they
Hmm.
don't see that vision, you know. And I feel like sometimes we allow. The sad part of that is sometimes we allow people to like stop us from pursuing greatness, bro, because they like have
Yeah.
their opinions and they will start to like believe that, oh, like, bro, you can't do that. Like, who are you to tell me what I can and cannot do? You know, I
Hmm.
think it's kind of like, you know, it's sad that sometimes, even like myself, bro, like we allow what other people say to just hold us back from like achieving greatness. But like I feel like now we are in that position that we believe in ourselves. We know what we want to accomplish. We're not doing that no more because you might not agree with my plan, you might not agree with my vision, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna stop because of you. I'm gonna figure it out and make it work, and that's the insanity part about it.
Yeah. Agreed.
big facts.
We we talk about it all the time, man. There's a thin line between genius and insanity, and that line is success.
Right,
It's as simple as that. It's literally success is what defines whether you're insane or genius, right? Because I think every genius and every brilliant, any innovative idea, it all sounds
right,
far-fetched at first, just like
right,
you said, DG, anything that people can't physically see, anything that's
right,
not tangible, they're
right,
like, how is that even possible?
right,
To your point, we're taught in society to go with go with the flow, right?
right,
It's harder to go against the grain, right? It's harder to not fall in line and do everything that we're taught from a young age, right? To go to school, get your education, find a job, climb the corporate ladder, do those things, and you just live a good life, right? And that's what's ingrained in us from when we're children,
right,
right? And so when you do anything outside of that, there's always going to be skepticism, right? Because people are
right,
like, well, I don't know if that's even possible, right?
right,
And it's just like, absolutely, we do know it's possible because other people have done it. Now, people we know may not have done it. No one in our
right,
family maybe not have done it.
right,
And that's why it does seem far-fetched, and that's why it does seem crazy, right? At the end of the day. But I think bit of it takes a lot of confidence and it takes a little bit of selfishness to like and I say selfish because you have to believe that you're special,
right,
that you are capable of doing whatever you set your mind to, and that's the only way that you'll accomplish great things, right?
right,
You
right,
know, no one great accomplished anything great by thinking they were just mediocre.
right.
Right, like
True.
I'm just out here just trying to be average, like
It's true.
no one great ever had that mentality like, oh yeah, I'm coasting.
Right,
That's
right. I
no,
agree.
that's not how it works, bro. Anyone who's achieved anything of any kind of immense magnitude, they did so by believing in
Right,
that crazy, insane idea that
right,
for whatever reason, they were the one who was chosen to fulfill this destiny, to
right,
fulfill um, this spot, this place in either their life or their family's life or something like that. Generational wealth starts with one person, right?
right,
It takes someone to be like, you know what? Being poor.
right,
Fuck being broke.
right,
We finna turn up and we finna change all of our future generations opportunities, right? It
right.
takes one person, but that takes a little bit of selfishness,
Fact.
right? You have to be a little selfish to a degree. You have to be crazy, right? You have to, because that line between genius and insanity is only separated by success. If all these people of greatness, right? Let's say Oprah didn't accomplish what she did, LeBron didn't accomplish what he did. There's a lot more people who didn't fulfill their potential than there are people who are, right? Who did fulfill their potential.
For
And
sure.
so they would just be people.
Right,
Like
right,
they would be people just at the end of the day. Because we're all people, but it's just when you cross that threshold, when you actually do fulfill whatever it is that you set out in your mind to do, that's when it's just like, all right, maybe he was a little crazy, but he was right
Right.
though. He was right. He was crazy, but he was right, and that's why I think that's why a lot of people find it hard to get behind because to your point, DG, another layer of that is accessibility. We talk
Right.
about it all the time. The more access somebody has to you, the more they take for granted, right?
Facts.
Because once they lose access, for whatever reason, let's just say hypothetically speaking, we just all go crazy 100 times our income, our opportunities, like literally tomorrow, everybody's going to be in our DMs,
Facts.
right? Like everybody. And the moment that
It's
they can
true.
no longer access you, the moment that, because at that point, right, people are just busy with life, right?
Right.
Especially everyone's busy, but like when you've accomplished greatness, you don't have time to be like bullshitting, right? Like you
Facts.
always got something going on. So now you're no longer accessible to these people. And they're like, oh, you're too good. That's why
Right.
the whole
Yeah.
idea, oh, you're too good for us now and us little people and shit. It's just like, damn, you didn't care what I was like back
Right.
down back in the day, like hustling and
That's a
grind. You
good
didn't give
point.
a
Right.
fuck
It's
then.
fact. It's true.
But now all of a sudden, because I'm accomplished, now you care, and that's when you want to reach out. Like that's crazy. Like
That is true.
that's so hypocritical. But the only reason why people care is because you accomplished something,
Right.
right? If you didn't accomplish it, nobody would be hitting you up.
Nah.
Not a single soul.
Nah. It's fact, bro. No, it's true. That you hit on the nail, bro. Bitch, you want to see what me shooting in the gym? That is, it's true, bro. It's crazy. Like accessibility sometimes like makes people like take us for granted, right? Because at the end of the day, I can reach
That's a
out to you
fact.
anytime.
Hmm.
But whenever there's a barrier, now you got to reach out to my assistant. You're like, God damn
Yep.
it! I remember I used to send him DMs all the time. He used to respond. Now it's like, oh my God. And then now I feel like they try to like value. They wish they had,
Hmm.
that experience that they once had. But sometimes it's crazy, bro. I feel like that's why right now I think it's time for you to like build that circle, right? People that you can really trust and grow with. Because at the end of the day, man, we can reach a certain level that just the people who was riding with us from the beginning, those are the people that are going to be in our circle, right? Because at the end of the
Hmm.
day, like I'm not going to be there. I'm not going to be always available to you when I was down, I was struggling. You never showed me love. Like going back to what John Jim is saying here, you always hating on me. Like now I'm up there, now you want to show me fake love.
Hmm.
How do you expect me to reciprocate that energy back to you? You
Yeah.
know. So I want to go. I want to just go over to his the question he asked. I want to ask
Yeah,
you
let's hit
guys.
on
Like,
this. Let's hit on
how
this.
have you ever confronted someone who was openly hating on you, and how did that go? Like as you guys, especially guys that does music and all that. Like,
That's a good question. Have I ever
Uh,
confronted somebody? I'll let you go first.
I think there's a time specifically where I knew somebody was hating like just on the music like behind closed doors,
mm,
and you know what I'm saying. But then when every time I seen them, it was daps and hugs, right? Like you know what
Hmm.
I'm saying.
fake
That's
love,
you. That's
Hmm.
the weirdest part, right? Is be daps and hugs when you see him, bro. Your shit hard,
right?
bro. We got to do something. And I just remember one time I was like, bro, you ain't even got to fake it, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
You know what I mean? Because
Hmm.
it was like his homies telling me, I was just like, bro, you ain't even got to fake it, bro. You know what I'm saying? We probably not gonna work, but you just ain't got to fake it. It was in college, man. And I remember this time specifically, and I was just like, you ain't even got to fake it, bro. But you know, he was like, it was kind of like a weird exchange too. You know what I mean? Because he would always do that, and then people just kept telling me like, yo, he was like, every time we play your shit, he'd be like, turn that weak shit off. You know what I'm saying? Like I would hear that shit, and then I see him, and he'd be
Right.
like, bro, we got to work, bro. You know how people would be, bro. We got to work, and I was like, bro, you ain't even got to fake it.
That's
You know what I'm saying? And
yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how it necessarily went. We never really was super cool before that, and we for sure weren't after.
Right.
But I'm just glad that the conversation kind of happened where he kind of knew. I didn't really hear about him hating after, so maybe it did change something. But he
Hmm.
was, he tried to deny it in the moment of like, not like, oh nah, bro, nah, man. I don't like all your shit, but some of your
Right.
shit be going. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Hmm.
And it was just kind of like it was like a weird exchange. We never really was cool after. But to be honest, in more cases than that, I've ran into like people I've heard do the same thing. In more cases or not, that was like probably the only time I like actively like confronted it in the moment. And more times than not, you just let it ride.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Because the best flip on that is just them seeing you move. them
Right.
Yeah.
seeing you
Never
move
left.
around. You know what I'm saying? So like I realized that was one moment me and that dude was probably never really cool after that. But more times than not, other people have probably done the same shit, but I just kind of brushed it off and kept moving. And then just kind of kept like, you know what I mean, taking small wins, and then small wins turn to a big win, and then, you know, then they lose access. And it's
Right.
kind of like the success kind of speaks for itself in that way. I honestly feel like just from having those two to reference, the success speaking for it is always the better
Right.
move.
Yep.
You know.
Agreed. To your point, I don't know if I've ever. It's a little different being a DJ.
Right.
I feel like with being a DJ, when it comes to being a rapper, I'm not saying like there's not those same levels of envy and whatnot. I think being a rapper, there's a lot of people who, well, I guess there's a lot of people who want to be DJs too, but
Right. Oh,
I feel
yeah,
like
that's a lot.
there's a lot more pride that comes in like with being a rapper, like right, like you gotta like show and prove at all times like I'm the best, right? You know, like I am that guy, you know, kind of thing. Whereas with I feel like the DJ community is a little different. I'm not saying that there's not people who don't navigate that space that way, because there definitely are, but I never experienced a whole lot of hate in that in I guess in that same light, right? I definitely had people who were like, "Oh, he ain't even that dope of a DJ," you
Right.
know, and stuff like that. But then they be the first one to ask, "Hey, bro, can you put me on the guest list?" and all that shit. And it's
Right.
just like
Right.
I just like
So
I don't know if I've ever actively confronted it.
Right.
I just don't entertain it. Like
Right.
I understand when oftentimes you see and hear a lot of things, right? You know, like word travels fast on the street, you know, like and through the grapevine, you know, for whatever the case may be. So I just always treat people like that. You know, it's just like cool. Like
Right.
I just know there's always going to be fakeness,
Right.
you know, in this industry and honestly anywhere. It's not just creatives; it's everyone, right? Like because at the end of the day, everyone is uh, they don't have your best interests at heart. They have their own best interests at heart, right? You
Right.
know, so they only want what you have access to. And if you don't have access for them, they don't care. But the moment
Right.
that you do have access, it's all of a sudden like, oh, now you want to smile on your face. Because at the end of the day, it's just, you know, they're trying to fulfill whatever needs they have, you know, within themselves to be met. And so I just when it comes to people like that, I just don't even entertain it.
Right.
I just ignore them honestly. Like I'll leave them on red. You know, like when they see me in person, you know, I don't shake their hand. Like I don't go out of their way to shake. Now if they
Right.
go out of their way to come up like to the DJ booth and shake my hand, yeah, I'm like, hey, what's up, man? Keep it
Right. Keep it
short, like you
moving. Right.
know,
Right.
no, like you know, they be trying to bring you in for the extra, like, hey,
Right. Extra
my
love.
guy, like you know, they be trying to grab the back of the head and shit. They be trying to get real comfy and shit. I'm like, nah,
Right.
what's up, bro?
Right.
he keeps the arm out, like, what up, man? They be trying
What's up, bro?
to bring it in, keep the arm out, like, what up,
We,
man? You
we
good?
gonna leave it at that, man,
You good?
and then just keep it pushing. You know, and what's funny is because I am a pretty confrontational person. Like I don't mind confrontation. I'm not saying I go out looking for trouble. It's just I don't mind confronting people and having those difficult conversations. But in that particular light, I don't feel the need to address any type of hate or envy and shit like that because it's just
Right.
natural.
Right.
The higher that you climb, the more hate and envy that's going to be associated with that. You
Right.
know, just like I forgot who was it that said it. The comedian. If you don't have enough haters, you ain't doing nothing. You ain't doing it right. You know,
Right.
right? The more haters you have, it lets you know that you're doing something right because people don't hate on losers, right? People
Facts.
hate on winners. People hate on people who are winning.
Oh,
Why
great.
do
People who
so
are
many
great.
people,
Yeah.
so many people hate Tom Brady,
Because they
hate
keep
the
winning.
LeBron James, hate
They
the
keep
fucking
winning.
Patrick Mahomes, all these, like, because them motherfuckers be
They're
winning,
good.
bro. Like, it's just
Yeah,
like,
I agree.
that is, nobody hates a loser,
Yeah.
bro. Like, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
the people just hate winners at the end of the day, and so I think that's really just what it boils down to.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, like you said, man, me personally, I don't think I ever deal with that in like a person have to confront them. But most of the time, one thing I also realize that most haters, bro, they're chicken. They always do it behind the scene, right?
Yeah,
They
yeah.
never usually say those whatever words they want to say to you. They never say it to you in your face. Most of
Hmm.
the time, they'll do it on like online, DMs, message, whatever. But they would never confront you and say that because they're cowards. They're chicken. They're like
Hmm.
I think nowadays it's easier to come on this live and talk shit, but you won't see the three of us together and talk some dumb shit, right? Because you know you're not
Hmm.
gonna do that. So it's easier when
Yeah.
people just go online, just hate, right? Because it's easier. They can just go and send negative comment. It's easier. But I feel
Yeah.
like most people don't have that. For me, like one thing, like we had this conversation earlier. If I don't have anything good to say about somebody, I'm not gonna say that. Unless
Hmm.
you like saying shit to me. But I feel like nowadays with social media, it's easier to have access to everyone. So nowadays, bro, people are
Yeah.
just so comfortable with just saying shit to people, and they know within themselves they will never be able to say that shit to your face.
Yeah.
So they'll say online because there's no repercussion when they say
Yep.
that shit online, right?
Yeah.
No, not gonna do anything. You can't really do anything. So it's just a lot easier nowadays to like spite, say hateful things online
Yeah.
because people are
Every
not really gonna do a whole lot.
Yeah, everybody got Twitter fingers. Every, Everybody feel comfortable behind that screen. They be hitting the shit out
Right.
of all them.
Typing
Like
with
when it
two
comes to
fingers.
y'all ever see them? Y'all ever seen them videos of like dogs barking at each other, like with the
Yeah,
with
Yeah,
the
and I
barrier
see
there, and then
right.
once
yeah.
you take
They
that barrier away, they just
They be chilling.
yeah.
They be looking
That's
around and
exactly
shit.
how
Yeah,
people operate. Because like when they know that that barrier is there, they go talk all that shit. They got those are the people who got the biggest bark, right? The people who know they ain't gonna do shit. And once you remove that barrier, they like, all right, I'm gonna be quiet. And
yeah.
it's
And
just
shout out to John. Yeah, another good question. What
yeah,
if and how do you handle it when you find out someone you trust is talking behind your back? For
yeah,
me, like I'll start with this one. Like for me, I try to verify if that's accurate, right? If I heard that from someone else, I'm not just gonna assume, oh yeah, this person's talking behind my back. If it's someone that's close to me, I'm gonna reach out to them. I'm like, bro, like I heard this from XYZ. Like, is this true? Let's say if I find it that's true, man, then that's not that person I want to have in my
mhm,
circle. Because at the end of the day, if you're my friend, if you're like my brother, like why are you like with the enemies, like talking shit about my back? Like you shouldn't be
mhm,
out there hanging out with them. I'm not saying like whoever I'm enemy with, you should be enemy with them. But at the end of the day, like as a close friend, because I'm not gonna be here, bro. Like talking about Zenas with other people and talking about Ramond, like
mhm,
so I would expect them that loyalty that I have for you guys. I would expect the same. So if anyone
Hmm.
like close to me is doing that to me, is like that's not my you're not on my team no more. Like
mhm.
how like so yeah, that's how I'm gonna handle that situation.
Yeah, I agree. Uh, in a similar situation, definitely having like that's a conversation, especially if it's somebody
Oh,
close to me. I'm gonna
yeah,
confront them about it. Absolutely, I'm gonna have that conversation. But it's happened to me before, right? Sometimes the saddest part about it is like the people that you would expect the least
right,
amount of, any kind of backstabbing or shade. It ends up being the opposite, right? I always say if you want to know what someone really thinks about you, like have your name be brought up in a conversation where you're not in the room, and they'll show you exactly how they think about you, right? When you're not in those spaces to defend yourself and whatnot.
right,
If we were ever in a situation, if I was ever in a situation when anybody was talking shit about either one of y'all and I was in the room, I'm dead and all that shit. I'm like,
right,
what the fuck
Yeah,
y'all
we
doing?
not doing that.
Like,
right.
Hell
nah,
nah.
we not,
Yeah,
Hell
nah,
nah.
hell
and
no.
sit
Like,
there and then laugh with them and then
yeah,
talk
like,
shit
yeah.
and also talk shit
Yeah.
to them. Like, come on now.
That
Yeah, that's
like
crazy.
that's crazy. Like that's so
That's
fake. And the thing
crazy.
is, a lot of people are fake. Like a
Yeah,
lot of people are. That's the crazy thing about it is because, like I said, at the end of the day, people want to fulfill what's best for them. Like they have their best interest in heart. They don't always have your best interest at heart, and you learn that really quickly in those spaces where your name gets brought up in rooms that you're not in, and then all of a sudden, they didn't necessarily dead it. They were just like, oh man, like I could have said something, but I just, like everybody was talking, bro. So I just
right,
like, I'll just kick back. It's like, nah, like if you my dog,
right,
like why would you not defend me, bro?
right,
Like to me,
Yeah.
that's
right,
crazy. Like,
right,
how could you how could you be in a position where somebody that you care about is being talked about in a negative light, and you just
right,
gonna sit there and not just not stop it, but contribute to it?
right,
That's crazy. Like, you
right.
talk about
Exactly.
loyalty.
Right,
You
right,
talk about loyalty and whatnot. Like loyalty is a huge thing. And when it comes to people like that, I've seen it like it's happened to people, like it's happened to people in my circle. And at the end of the day, I keep those people at bay. It's not that I necessarily like I don't necessarily always cut people off.
right,
I just understand where we stand now, and I just keep those people at bay. At the end of the day, like I ain't got none but love for everybody, even the
right,
people who wish ill upon me. Like it is what it is. I don't want anything bad to happen to you. I want you to like live your best life.
Right.
But just know that I'm gonna just always keep you at bay. Like, oh yeah, like I said, when I see what's up, bro? Keep it pushing,
Right.
kind of thing. But I also think it does depend on like the extent of what was said,
Right.
and shit like that behind my back. Like if you out here talking reckless behind
Yeah.
my back, that's
Yeah. That,
that's a whole different story, bro. I'm like, nah. Like,
yeah.
I mean, we may not exchange blows, but I'm gonna just be like,
Right.
nah, fam,
Yeah.
like we can't ever be cool like that again.
Yeah. No, I feel you, but the thing that I was thinking with just bouncing off what y'all was saying, man, DG, I like what you said first. Is the first thing is like verifying if that's even true, right?
Right.
Like, because if
Hmm.
it's your
Right.
if it's your if it's your people's, you want to know, like, you need to
Right.
know, like, you know what I'm
Right.
saying, like, if it's really that. Another piece I just wanted to add to it because y'all really hit on it is like there's two pieces I was thinking of. One was like kind of analyzing what was said and
Right.
if there's any truth to it.
Right.
First off,
Hmm.
if there's any truth to
Yep.
it, like, is it something you was doing that was maybe off and they just commented
Right.
on it? Like, cause then
Hmm.
that's something to think about too, right?
Right.
Like
Yeah.
there's always been points in our own life where we wasn't moving
Right.
right. So that's the first thing I'm thinking is like, is there any truth to it? And if there's not, then then it's like it's nothing. But if there is some truth, then maybe there's something to think about on your
Yeah.
own side. But
Right.
either way,
Right.
that shouldn't have been a conversation that they
Correct.
had behind your back in
Correct.
general.
Right.
Yeah.
If they felt the way, then
Right.
they tell you
Right.
should tell you to you know what I'm saying, to your face if it's your people. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It shouldn't be trusted and behind your back at the same time. That I don't even think that should fit in the
Right.
same sentence. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So that's how that's how I really look at it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like there's
Right.
moments that we all probably wasn't moving as solid as we should be. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
you figure out where it's coming from. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Like,
Right.
where is that hate coming from?
Right.
Is it like something that you was actually doing, or if it
Right.
was like something that so I wanted to just throw that in there too, is right, because a lot of
Yeah.
times,
Right.
I see some people do this, is they be like, people be talking about me, but it's like, bro, but you be doing shit that
Right.
for people to talk about
Right.
sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Like, and
I
then some
agree.
people are not confrontational, so they're
Right.
not gonna say it to your face, but they'll just say it like, man, like I can't fuck with them because of this.
Right.
Now, is it true?
Right.
Like, that's the
Right.
question, right? Like,
Right.
is it true? Because if it
Right.
is, then there's another conversation to be
Hmm.
had.
Right.
So I just wanted
Well,
to bring that into it too. It's like some people be acting like it's
right.
Yeah.
just everybody be the
Yeah.
world's against them, and
Right.
it's like, bro,
Right.
but
Yeah.
you you
Right.
know
Yeah.
what I
You
mean?
do.
It's you
I feel
too.
you.
You know what I'm
I feel
saying?
you.
So
I
so I
feel
wanted
you.
to bring that in there too.
At the
No,
end of the day, you
I
got
agree.
to be able to take accountability.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that
Right.
oftentimes people want to point the finger at everyone else but themselves. And so I
Right.
do agree that in situations like that, you might need to look inside, man, and swallow that pride and
Right.
be like, you know what, that like what was said was valid. Like I'm
Right.
not saying that like there wasn't any validity in that. All I'm saying is address that with me specifically, right?
Right.
Like directly. Like if you won't say it in front of my face, why would you say it behind my back? Like
Right.
that's crazy.
Right.
So
No, I agree. That's a good point, Ramon. I like your take on that. However, though, at the end of the day, still, like, even though, let's say if I did something crazy, people was talking about it. If you're on my team, you shouldn't be the one instigating
Hell
shit, right? Trying to like
no.
talk down on
Yeah.
me. You should be the one like reaching out to me, trying to like help me get back on track.
hmm
Trying to get talk to me. I'm your boy. Hey, bro, like I heard this about you. Like, how can I help you? But don't be there and gossip with the enemy, and then you come back to me and never and not say anything. Then I have to find that from someone else. Then how do I
Agreed.
trust you? Like
Yeah.
that's why like that's that loyalty part. Like how do I trust you? Yeah, even though I screw up, I did something I should have done. But at the end of the day,
Hmm.
don't go behind my back. If you can't say it to my face like a man, don't go behind my back and gossip. And then you
hmm
call me your bro. The next day you want to come over and hang out with me and not even tell me what's going on.
hmm
So at the end of the day, that's being fake because you're not in my best interest. But I like
Yep.
the way you articulated that, which is true. Because sometimes when people are saying things, we all know why are they talking about us? But maybe you are doing some things that people are talking about. Maybe you need to reevaluate your life, do some introspection, figure it out. Because
Yep.
if you're doing everything right, people are not going to be talking negative things about
That's a
you. So I like how
fact.
your spin on that. I think it's a good way
And when you
to
are
look at
moving
it.
right, even if they are talking about you, then it holds no weight. Cause
Right,
you like that,
right,
Yeah.
that's some bullshit. That's
Yeah.
some bullshit.
Yeah.
Like
right,
there's not too much somebody could tell me about Z where I'd be like, that's some bullshit. Like, you telling me
right,
some bullshit because I
right,
know how he
right,
moves. Like,
right,
Yeah.
right,
I'm
right,
probably closer to him than you are. You can't
right,
tell me nothing crazy. Like,
right,
that's some bullshit.
right.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Because you know him. You know what I mean? So Yeah, bro.
Not,
When you move it right, it don't even hold weight anymore. It's
right,
almost funny at that point. Like what they said, what? You know
right.
what I mean? Like that's crazy. You
And
know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
and the crazy part is too though, they would like talk about you, bro, and they would come in a circle and act like nothing wrong. And that's
that's a
it's
fact.
like, bro, like
Hmm.
how? You were just out there talking shit about me, and now you want to come over and like everything is okay.
Hmm.
That's like those are not for me personally, those are not like the people that you want in your circle, bro. Because at the end of the
Mm-mm.
day, those are the people that can get you set you up, you can get killed, man. Because at the end of the day,
Facts.
Yeah.
they rather laugh with the enemy and then that's like having two faces, bro. One day you're smiling, then behind my back, like you want to do something else. How can I trust you as a brother, as a friend, when you move that way? Because at the end of the day,
Hmm.
like I'm not saying that you should confront those people and fight them. Just like don't participate.
Yeah.
Don't be the one
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, he did this too, bro. Like
Yeah. Yeah. Even if there was something, man, I remember in junior high, bro. Nah,
yeah,
this
exactly.
ain't
Why you?
this ain't a jump
There's
set.
no
We not
time for
doing that.
that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like even if
That's
you
crazy.
do know something bad about it, so you're not gonna
right,
add it in. You know
right.
what I
Don't
mean?
add it
Yeah.
in. It's
Now
not the
that's some
right
bullshit.
time.
That's
Yeah.
If you've been
even
holding
if
on
it is
to,
true, bro.
from
Like I
junior
remember,
high,
man.
bro, I'm like, bro,
Yeah,
damn,
I
you've been
remember,
holding on to
man.
this for 20 years? Like, what?
That would
That's
be crazy if
right.
so- if it's like because this is true. Like it'd be like a moment of like somebody just talking about me in the room, and then
Right.
y'all like, man, and man, that motherfucker used to fall asleep in the club, bro. I used to have to hold like it's true. Like that shit happened
Right.
before. You know what I'm saying? But that ain't the time for that. Like you know what I'm saying? It's true,
Right.
right? So, but it
Right.
ain't the time for that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we
Right.
not doing that. You know, so
Hmm.
we, you know what I mean?
Uh, that's hilarious.
It's
That's hilarious.
it is
But
like it's a real moment that could happen. You know?
yeah.
Right.
But I mean, the
Right.
reality of the situation too is, just like we said, the more and more that you accomplish, the more you elevate, the more conversations that are going to be had behind your back. And that's
Right.
just the reality of the situation. Because what's crazy is, like I said, to the example that we talked about earlier, a lot of it is access, right? So a lot of people feel entitled, like because you're successful now, they almost feel entitled that they should have a piece of that, right?
Right.
And now because they feel like they're not reaping the benefits of that, now they starting to like have conversations and talk behind your back and shit, and it's just like, fam, like we haven't talked, like I mean, like like that's crazy, right? But I mean, it's just how people function, right? When you deal
Right.
with human beings, people can feel slighted in ways, and it's just like, oh no, like he still owe me that verse. Hey, Ramon still owe me that verse, man. And he over here think he a hot shot now because he done
Facts.
collaborated with Kendrick and shit like
Right.
that. And now he think he too good. He still owe me that verse. Actually, the next time you talk to him, tell him I want that
Right.
verse.
Right.
It's just like, fam,
That's a
like
fact.
that was 17 years ago, fam. Like,
Come on, man.
this,
Shit,
this is 2025. What are we
talking about
doing?
elementary, bro? Like, what we talking about? You know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm glad he brought that point up, man. But it's funny because it's kind of like a lot of this stuff kind of goes against what we was originally talking about of like kind of the
Right.
fuck the opinions. Because to be honest, getting back to that where we are now is kind of more like whatever they say. Period. Because
Mhm.
Right.
a lot of times when you grow, your circle shouldn't be like that, right? So when you
Right.
start getting outside of your circle, that's when the weird shit usually starts coming in, right?
Yeah.
And
Right.
those are the opinions that you got to be like, you got to be like, fuck those opinions for that reason. Is because
Right.
they should hold no weight for real, especially if
Right.
you're moving right or you moving towards things. DG, you said it, but even when we was talking before, it's like as long as you're not hurting nobody or actively getting over on
Right.
people, and you just moving towards whatever, the opinion don't matter, bro.
Right.
The opinions don't matter,
Literally.
man. A lot of times, whatever you're doing at the beginning, you're going to be bad at it.
Right.
You're going to be bad at it. You know what I'm saying? So you almost like it comes with it. It comes with it, especially like
Fact.
we're in the day and age now to like social media and we've seen it blow
Right.
people up, right? Like that you've
Right.
seen people just in real time blow up on it. But
Right.
what you didn't see
It's
is when they was bad and
Struggle.
they was still
Right.
on social media and
Right.
people was like, this shit is weak. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? This shit is
Right.
trash. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
It's
It's
actually
true.
funny, man. I was just talking to somebody about I always bring up LaRussell, man, because I really love how he built, right? It was crazy, like probably maybe like maybe like a year ago now, right? I seen like in my people you may know on Facebook, and it was just Russell, like you know what I'm saying, and it was like and I was like, what is that, Russell? Like Lil Russell? I went to it. It was like his actual Facebook page, bro. and it was like him just like trying to do stuff on there, and it was like 3 likes on a post, 14 likes on the post, the main post, like, yo, I checked out this new freestyle I did, and it was like 70 likes. And I was just like, man, like, just to see where he's at now
Right,
is you got to go through people just with 3 likes on it,
Yeah.
or people
right,
saying this is some
right,
bullshit, or that's weak, or
Yeah.
it's not gonna work. And it
right,
looked like his stuff
right,
back then didn't look clean. It was like, but just seeing that, like, you gotta power through that and just trust the process. You know what I'm saying? And you can
right,
see
Yeah.
he just stayed on it, stayed
right,
investing in his craft, and just stayed the
right,
course, man. And people will eventually roll with you, man. I
right.
think that's
Mhm.
dope to see.
Yeah.
And you made a great point, Ramon. Like, which is I resonate with deeply. Like, whatever you start from the beginning, you're gonna suck at it. It's fact.
Yep.
And we even take this way back when we were babies, bro. Learning how to crawl, walking. Like, you was falling down all the goddamn
Mhm.
day. But that baby, that 2, 3 year old, never stopped, right? Imagine when you were like 2, 3 years old. People like, oh yeah, you walked and you fell, and people like, oh, stop walking again. You just give up. Like, fuck this, man. I'm not good at it, right?
Mhm.
But over time, you built strength, you build endurance, you learn, and then gradually, like, walking becomes so easy, right? Because it's crazy when I saw my nephew when he's walking, bro. He's always falling, and it's just like I be laughing because it's so hilarious. Because he's learning how to walk,
Mhm.
right? So imagine like every time he falls, and then people are like, "Oh, you're not, you suck," and then he just
Right.
allowed people to just
He
like
just he just never walked.
never walked again, right? And I
Just never took
feel
another step.
exactly, bro. But it's crazy though. I feel like nowadays that's how it is, bro. Sometimes you might
Hmm.
have vision, you might have things you want to do, but if you don't have thick skin, you just allow whatever people are saying to you, bro, and they just deter you from that purpose.
Mhm.
Because I understand, damn, bro, you suck. And but one thing we first to realize, you're gonna suck at everything when you just first starting up.
That's a fact.
Yep.
Playing the piano, bro. When I first learned, that shit was terrible. Like I still suck to this day because I'm still learning.
Hmm.
Learning Spanish, I suck because Marco called me. He was trying to speak Spanish with me. He was going too fast. I'm like, bro, you going way too fast right now.
That's a fact.
Like, slow it down for me. You're gonna suck, bro. It's
Yeah.
crazy, but sometimes we don't grasp that concept that everything from the beginning is not going to be great.
Mhm.
Some people just want to like we just want to like start something and we just expect that thing to be like 100%. But life never worked that way, bro. And
Mm-mm.
and I and I feel like that's a good point you brought up, bro. Like, suck at first. It's
Yep.
Cool.
okay. Fail. You're not gonna be great. Everything you're learning, right? You're building like everything. Imagine the first smartphone. Let's go back to the first smartphone. That
Come
was
on, man.
terrible.
Terrible.
Now look, I fast
Yeah.
forward 20 years later, we're doing IG Live, right? And that's feel like everything we're working on right now, that's how it's gonna be. Like, people might think we suck right now, but give it 10 years from now.
Mhm.
If we stay
Hmm.
consistent, we're gonna be great. And I feel like most often we just allow people to just like their opinions to just like stop us from doing the things that we want to do.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like sad because most people don't fulfill their dreams. They don't do things because of what other people think of them.
Mhm.
Or why are they gonna say, why if I fail? Why if I'm not good? You're not gonna be
Mhm.
good. And it's okay.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
once you
You're not gonna
practice
Yeah.
be.
this, you're gonna be good.
Yeah.
Just stay on course.
Mhm. At the end of the day, I think it all boils down to I think the reason why we navigate life the way that we do is because we have brash confidence in ourselves because we know ourselves.
Right.
We were just talking
Right.
about this the other day. When you know yourself, when you've had those honest conversations and have peeled back those layers, man, look in the mirror because that's a part of growth, right? Like growth is a very grueling process. We talk about it
Right.
all the time. You break yourself down just to build yourself back up. And then it's a vicious cycle. You just keep doing that over and over again. But staying consistent, learning from your past mistakes and applying that moving forward and continuing to take those steps, regardless of like what you
Right.
see, like, right, or what you hear. People are going to laugh. People are
Right.
going to doubt you.
Right.
People are not going to support you, right? And all these things happen. And if you allowed all of this to deter you in any particular way, you would fail. Like
Facts.
just that simple, right? So I'm glad that Bree brought that up. She said giving up is the easy way out, right? It's easy to quit because it is, right?
Right.
Like people can take those things to heart, and I'm not gonna lie, like earlier in my journey, it was hard not to take those things to heart
Right.
because
Oh
when
yeah.
when it's something that you're passionate about, right? When it's something that you believe in wholeheartedly, I know that I'm a dope DJ. I know I'm a
Right.
dope musician. I know I'm this and that. And when people don't share the same opinion as you, you almost feel like they're challenging you directly. Like it's
Right.
almost like being you borderline spat in my face.
Right.
Like I'm like, hold up. Like, but at the end of the day, I think as long as you just maintain that sense of belief in yourself and what you're capable of and just know that, because you have to be real with yourself, I think too. Have I
Mm-hmm.
been making improvements?
Right.
Have I been getting better? Like if I was out here still taking steps and still falling every single fucking step, like your nephew, then that's something that's assessed, right? I
Right.
might be like, shit, maybe I should get a walker or something like that to help me. Like you got to start pivoting. You got to start
Right.
figuring out ways to make the situation better. But if it's not getting better at all, that's also
Right.
something that you might need to reflect
Right.
on, right? Okay, like is this really what's meant for me?
Right.
And that happens on a path to success. There's always going to be doubt, right?
Right.
But I think as long as you're making improvement, that's all
Right.
that matters.
Right.
You don't have to be, Mozart tomorrow,
Right.
right? Like DG's not out here like, yo, I'm gonna be Mozart in
Facts.
24 hours. I'm finna be
Right.
playing the piano like crazy.
Right.
That's not how it works.
Right.
You're not gonna be Beethoven, right?
Right.
Like those things don't happen overnight. It takes years, decades,
Right.
like, in order to establish something of that magnitude, right? But the biggest thing is just not giving up and
Right.
understanding, because I do think that you can be too delirious when it comes to your
Right.
goals. That's
Right.
something we were talking about too, right?
Mm-hmm.
How do you draw that line, right? Like, how do you know if what you're pursuing, what you're doing is right for you? Like, that's what's meant for you, right? Does it give you purpose? I think that's the biggest thing. Do I find joy in this? Like, does it make my
Right.
heart smile? Like, do I wake up every day and be like, yeah, this is what I'm meant to be doing?
Right.
And if you do, then hell yeah, pursue that. But
Right.
also, I think you do have to have those real conversations. Am I making improvements? Because
Right.
some of the shit that people might be talking, like you said, there might be validity to it. If I was putting out ass music, I would expect y'all to tell me, "Hey, bro, that's just like you might just want to reassess." Is all I'm saying.
I mean,
Like
but that's even
like
hard though, because at the end of the day, like my definition of as is different from your definition. Though, why
Mm-hmm.
if
it's true,
Music
this?
is
it's
hard.
true,
That's what I'm saying. It's subjective, right? Because it's art.
it's
So
true,
that's why I feel like most hating people who are just hating, they're just because they're hating from their perspective, right? This is
it's true.
this is what I like. Like you
Right.
might think my shit is ass, but like, why if that other person think it's
Yeah,
fire?
yeah,
Just
yeah,
because you think it's ass, that
yeah,
doesn't mean I'm gonna like switch my entire
yeah,
style to please you. Because at the end of the
yeah,
day,
Mm-hmm.
why if that? You please this other person, now the other person like shit, that shit is ass,
yeah.
Yeah.
and then you just gonna keep like pivoting and try to like, so that's kind of which is kind of hard, right? And to your point, bro, like it's hard, bro. Other people's opinions does matter to a certain extent, right?
Hmm.
Even to this
Hmm.
day, like sometimes, like I might want to do something, but I'm like, damn, like what people think I'm being boastful if I'm trying to brag,
Yeah.
right? So it's kind of like you try to like question that, like what, like how do I go about navigate this, right? Because I don't want to come out like I'm trying to brag, but at the same time, I want to share. So to this day, it still bothers me, right? Because sometimes you have something dope, you want to talk about it, you want to share for like the small mind, they might think you're trying to boast, you're trying to brag, you're trying to show off. But
Hmm.
other people who are doing the same thing, to them it's like, bro, I'm proud of you, man. You're doing dope.
Yeah.
Like I'm inspired. So my question is like, how do you level that? How do you figure it out? How do you like go about and do things that you want to do without maybe not showing off too much or
Hmm.
like just keep in the middle? How do you navigate that without not coming like too like boastful? Is that
Honestly,
something like you
bro,
want to
I
share?
touch on this. I'll touch on this one first, bro. Just because I'm gonna be honest with this response too. I think that my whole life I've always been too humble.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Facts.
In a lot of things that
Right.
I do, I think I've
Fact.
always like dimmed my own light. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like
Same
pretty
here.
much
Hmm.
Same
throughout
here.
all the life,
Same here.
all the life. You know what I'm saying? And it was because and I think like I was reading something that said like like the people that kind of get the best a lot of times on the way up don't think they're good,
Hmm.
and that's why they keep
Right.
getting better. Like you know what I'm saying? Because they're like, man,
Right.
I got to keep getting better. You know what I mean? So I got to keep. So like a lot of times you don't think you know what I mean, and then you start getting good, and then you still kind of have that thought in your mind, like I'm not it.
Mm.
You know, it's not it. You know what I
Right.
mean? I'm trying, I'm working on it. You know what I mean? And so I think it's tough, man. I think that just over time realizing that sometimes you can be too humble to the point of where you kind of wipe yourself out of opportunities.
Hmm.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's
Hmm.
Right.
kind of like it's like you like we talked about. You can't always be quiet in the room.
Yep.
If
Right.
there's something that you can contribute to the project, sometimes you
Right.
gotta just say it. You know
Right.
what I mean? Because
Right.
no one's coming in to step in and be like, nah. Sometimes it is like your homie there, and he like,
Right.
nah, he the dopest one ever. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But most
Hmm.
times it ain't. If it's just you in there, you gotta say something. You gotta
Right.
do something. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? So
Right.
I think the biggest thing with me is like understanding like who's in the room, and
Right.
not everything is for everybody.
Yeah.
Right.
Straight up, BG is like right, like you just hit a huge milestone in your business.
Right.
You know that message ain't for
Right.
everybody though.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
That's not like
Right.
you gotta
Right.
read the room still. You gotta still
Right.
you this ain't every
Right.
roommate to be
Hmm.
like, I made a million.
Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean? It ain't always that room. So I think
Right.
a couple pieces to that is change the room and then change the volume on your voice a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
So because like when it becomes like more of a like when we talk about Z always says it, normalizing greatness.
Right.
I think when you're around other great pieces, it's not boasting,
Correct.
it's telling what you're
Right.
doing. I'm
Exactly.
excited
Right.
about that.
Exactly.
This is what I'm
Right.
working on. Oh, that's dope as
Right.
hell, bro. You're gonna have somebody else's that's dope as hell,
Yep.
bro. That's actually I'd have a business that's like, we just
Right.
did something similar, bro. Let's link. You know what I'm
Yep.
Right.
saying? But
For
I think
sure.
when you too quiet about what you're doing, you miss out on opportunities because of it.
Absolutely.
Right. Right.
Absolutely.
That's
I'm
it.
glad you shared. I second everything that was just said because you hit that on the motherfucking money. We can end the episode right now. All right, Charlie. I have a good.
No,
Nah, but for real,
that
like
was therapy
you,
for
you
me, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Like that was perfect. Like, I
yeah,
agree.
bro. I borderline wanted to say amen after that. You know, and let the people say amen. I was like, okay, that boy over here preaching. But it's true though.
Right.
It's absolutely true. I'm glad that you mentioned that because reading the room is one of the most important pieces because as you elevate, right? Naturally, the rooms that you're going to be in are elevated as well, right?
Right.
So I think that's why and I'm sure all of us can agree. I don't mind sharing what it is that I'm passionate
Right.
about and whatnot without feeling like I'm boasting or
Right.
oversharing
Right.
because at the end of
Right.
the day, I'm talking about what I'm passionate about. Like, because the thing is, when people reveal their most authentic selves, right? The thing that makes them go, right? Like that makes them wake up every day. Like this is what people are driven about, right? What their purpose in, it inspires me, right? And vice versa, like, right? Me sharing my story, might inspire someone else to share theirs. And then all of a sudden it's just like, you get into like, what is it, that movie that Sorry to Bother You, when you like y'all be getting into that argument
Passive
of just hyping each other
aggressive.
up, like just passively aggressively like hyping each other up and shit. Yeah. um and so, but you also, to your point of missing out on opportunities, the reason why you should be willing to share is because somebody in that room might have the opportunity that you're seeking and can
Right.
potentially change your life. But a closed mouth don't get fed. If you're too humble
Right.
and not wanting to share, you'll end up putting yourself in a position of just never elevating beyond where
Right.
you plateau, right? And nobody
Right.
wants to plateau. At the end of the day, if
Right.
you want to keep elevating, you gotta read the room, you got to change the
Right.
room, just like you said, like you got to continue to elevate throughout different rooms. You got to climb those stairs, man. Like climbing the stairs, like, anybody can take the elevator, right?
Right.
Because it's easy, right? But nobody wants to take the stairs. But
Right.
like the path to greatness, it requires the grueling process of going up in each and every stair. And when you find yourself at like the 67th floor, you like, God damn, I don't know. My shit, I got 35-year-old knees. I don't know if I can do this shit no more,
Right.
man. But you just keep one step at a time, just like your nephew, right? You just keep taking
Right.
one step at a time, and
Right.
eventually you get there, right? But you definitely have to read the room, and you have to continue to elevate and understand that, like, people want to see you do well, especially in those
Right.
spaces where
Right.
people have already accomplished greatness, right?
Right.
They want to see you do
Right.
well. It's just like I know that whenever we have these conversations, I want nothing but the best for y'all, for everyone who's on this live right now. Shout out to Bree. Shout out to everybody like who's tapped in right now and always be tapped in. We want nothing but greatness, but it's also because, like I said, we know ourselves
Right.
and we're not your success doesn't infringe upon my success.
Right.
There's no reason why you can't be successful, and those two things can exist at the same time, right? Like
Right.
we can both be successful
Right.
and still continue to help each
Right.
other, have these
Right.
conversations,
Right.
so on and so forth.
Right. That's true, man. Because like you said, with my flight, I'm kind of like, sometimes like I'm way too humble, right? Which is not,
It's not
which is
necessarily a
not too
bad
bad.
thing.
But yeah,
Yeah.
like, and sometimes like you want to do something, but you're thinking about it. I don't want people to think, like by the
Hmm.
day, man, like this episode is like F your opinion.
Yeah.
Like once
Yeah.
I know it's coming from a good place in my heart, right? I'm not just doing that to belittle you, right? I'm not just doing that to make you feel bad. We should go about and do those things. But I feel like most often, a lot of us, we just allow, other people's opinions
Hmm.
to just stop us from like going in pursuit of things that we want to do in our life.
Yeah.
And like you said, and by you not doing those things, you're gonna miss out on a lot of opportunity. Remove
Absolutely.
opportunity, but sometimes you're not even gonna grow to be your best version of yourself, right? Because now you allow these people to like hold you back, and now you don't want to share your art. You don't want to share your art no more. You don't want to share your vision no more because now you're afraid of what other people might think.
Yep.
Because at the end of the day, all those great people in history, if they listen to everyone else, by now we would never have all these invention nowadays.
Hmm.
That was one person that said, "Man, f your opinion.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Hmm.
figure it out.
Yep.
I'm gonna keep trying until I figure it out, until I succeed."
Hmm.
So I think it's a good thing, man. We should all have. Even myself, like I said, this is like whenever we have these conversations, like for me, it's like learning experience, things I can learn and
Yeah.
implement in my life. Because sometimes like, you're like, damn, man, like people might think I'm trying to be, I'm trying to brag. People might think I'm trying to show up. So never mind. I'm not even gonna talk about this. Let me pivot. But like
Yeah.
you said, man, having this conversation, you might meet somebody who is doing the same thing, and they might elevate your game. And
Yeah.
now if you realize 10, 20x whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
But like
Right.
to the small mind, they're gonna be the one. Oh yeah, you're trying to boast. You're trying to
Yeah.
brag. Like you
Right.
said, you got to
Yeah.
read the room, right? You got
Yeah.
to read the room. You don't want to go in the hood with like a $30,000
Right.
Rolex on and be
Right.
flexing.
That's reading the room. That's reading the room.
Yeah.
I want to
You
jump
don't want to
Yeah.
do that. You
in
know
there.
what I'm saying?
I want to jump in there on that, bro, because there really is like a, I don't know, there's like an energy around what you say, right? So this one thing if you're like somebody like I just got this new Nissan Altima, and you're like, oh, did you? Yeah, I just bought my G-Wagon last week, man. That shit, I remember I got that like 10 years ago, bro. That's cool though. That's what's up.
Right,
Mhm.
Like that's a
right,
whole different energy in
right,
this,
Yeah.
as opposed to being like, yo, man, I'm part of this G-Wagon,
right. Club,
what I'm saying, club, what I'm
right,
saying, I just joined up, man. I'm super excited, man. There's a
right.
couple other people in there I'm excited to
Fact,
connect with. I
fact,
think there's an energy on how you speak on things too.
fact.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yep.
mean? And I think that's super important. So that's kind of like a follow-up I wanted to ask y'all specifically, is like, take yourself out of it. Think about like a time that somebody that you was speaking, and they was saying, like, they was kind of like saying the shit that they want, like, I don't know, like they were speaking intention and what they wanted to say, or like telling what they're doing, but it didn't seem boastful. Is there a time that y'all could think of where somebody was like kind of
Oh
like,
yeah,
you know what I mean, talking about what they was doing, and
yeah.
but it didn't feel like boastful to
Oh
y'all?
yeah. So many times, bro. Like one of
Hmm.
my buddy, when he told me he met an am in his business, I was like, that's
Yeah.
dope. I was inspired. I was like, hell yeah, I could do that too.
How did he say it?
We're just
How was he?
we're just having conversation, man. Talking about business. But he like, yeah, bro, this year we on track to like at least hit like maybe 1 a.m. I like, damn, that's dope. Like, tell me more.
Yeah.
Like,
Hmm.
what are you gonna do? Like, how you feel? Like, I was excited for him. Because I was like, damn, I was inspired. It was like it was a great
Yeah.
conversation. Like, he like, we're doing this, we're leveling up. I'm working the other business deal. I like now I'm like, I'm intrigued. I want to learn more. Like, tell me more about it. And
Yeah.
for me, like I said, because like it's all about like your mind, right? Because I have a
Hmm.
growth mindset. I'm not the type of person who always want to learn more and be inspired, right? So for me, whenever people are sharing their success story or things they're doing, for me, it's like I'm happy for you because I want to know because I believe I want to get there.
Hmm.
Because like the fact that we're together having this conversation, that just shows you're not better than me, right? If
Yeah.
I level up my game, I can achieve similar results as you.
Yep.
So for me, like it was a great conversation, bro. Like I
Yeah.
was
Right.
like really
Yeah.
inspired just listening
Yeah.
to him like talking about it, just
Yep.
actually doing about it and showing me things, because sometimes when people talk about these things online, you don't actually see it for yourself, but to have somebody actually tangible things you're seeing, you're
Yeah.
like, this motherfucker's actually doing this shit. He's not just,
Right.
Yeah.
making shit up. Nowadays, it's easier for people to go online and talk, oh, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, right?
Mhm.
Anyone can say anything, but to actually see them
Literally.
doing it, right? Like, okay,
Yeah.
all right,
Yep.
shit, damn, I'm
Exactly.
inspired. So
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah, and I'm actually glad that he just hopped on. Shout out to Butterfly Wolf. I was gonna say he's actually one of the people more recently, like, and having that conversation. I think to your point, Ramon, of what you were saying, it's not just what you say, it's how you say it. And the energy that radiates when people are just excited to share what they have going on. it doesn't seem boastful because you can tell they're just really passionate about it. Someone in the example that you gave of like someone trying to be condescending,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
can read that,
Right,
right?
right,
Where it's just
right,
like, oh yeah, that little Nissan Altima's cool, but I actually got the Maybach now,
right,
like,
yeah.
but that like you can just tell, like you can sense that energy, but like when people are just passionately sharing, what it is that they love, you can tell, like you can read that
right,
passion, right? It radiates from them, and it's just like you can tell, like they smile a lot more and whatnot. And when Butterfly Wolf was, sharing his experience of like his journey and how he's gotten to where he's gotten and producing records for people like Party Next Door and shit like that, and Jack Harlow, and it's just like to the average person, they like, God, I mean, shit, even to us sometimes, right? It's just like, shit, he was just cooking up with that boy was just cooking up with Party Next Door. Like, that's cracking, But I think
Mhm.
it's dope, when people share their most authentic selves and what it is that they're passionate about, that glow that they have, it naturally like it radiates and it's infectious too, and it makes, like I said, it creates that space of like, oh, I can share my most authentic self, and it helps people reel in, right?
right,
Like you create a safe space, I think, when you talk about things authentically, right?
right,
You're not trying to boast, you're not trying to brag. It's just like, this is what I got going on.
right,
I'm excited to share about it. And like I said, it does create that safe space for people to just show
right,
up as their most authentic selves. Ramon tells me all the time, I'll never forget it, like that, like, that's one of the best compliments I've ever received, is just like, you know, he, Ramon tells me all the time, he's like, you always make people feel like safe, like, and that they can share anything about you because of like how you show up for people and in those conversations and whatnot. And I'll never forget that. Like, I remember having that conversation, and we honestly have those conversations a lot, right? But when you allow people to show up as their most authentic selves, and just share whatever it is, that they're not bragging, they're just coming
right,
from a genuine place. Like, bro, I just, when DG was on here talking about, you hitting the mark that you did, with your company and whatnot, we knew you weren't bragging. Like, it's just
right,
like hell yeah, like go
right,
crazy.
right,
When Be Easy was on here sharing about his accomplishment and what he did, with Q Hall junk removal and stuff, like, we all know that these people aren't bragging.
right,
And you know why? It's because we created this space.
right,
Manifest Mondays, that's the exact reason why we created this opportunity, was to be in this space of sharing our stories, allowing others to share their stories, do it
right,
authentically, and just create dialogue. I think just at the
right,
end of the day, like, let's just talk about these
right,
things. Let's gas each other up. Let's hype each other up. Like, yes, I'm going to passively aggressively hype your ass up.
right,
I'm gonna be all up in your face, like, yeah, turn up, like you going
right,
crazy, right?
right,
And that's honestly how I lead a lot of those conversations. I go into a conversation complimenting the fuck out of somebody. I'm gonna be
right,
like, "Hey, bro, you going nuts? Like, that outfit, bro, you going crazy? Like,
right.
where'd you get that from? Like, hold up, you got some tips for your boy? Like, hold up,
No shit.
you trying to style a brother or something? Like, I'm like, hold up, man,
Oh,
And I think when you do shit like that, you just naturally, like, you create that safe space where it's just like, oh,
Right.
okay, like, you kind of cool.
Right.
right.
No, one thing I've learned, bro, like, it's a good thing, right? One thing I learned as I'm getting older, bro, whatever you do, no matter what you do, there are going to be some people who are going to say negative things about
Mhm.
you. You can't please everyone, right? And it's like that's something I'm learning. Because when I first started into getting, when I first started fitness, bro, working out and getting in shape. To be honest, bro, whenever I post a picture, I was always feel some type of like, damn, people think I'm trying to show up, But like, like, yeah, I want to flex to show my accomplishment, but I'm mostly focusing on like, oh, people trying. I'm sure like I'm trying to like prove that I'm better than them, right? And that used to make me feel some type of way. And I was like, man, fuck this. I need to just stop worrying about what people think
Yep,
and just live my life. Because at the end of the day, like you can't please everyone.
you can't,
Hmm.
Because
you
if you
cannot,
don't, no matter what you do, bro, people's always gonna look for reason to like hate or say something negative about you.
always.
So if you want to live your life and like change certain things, because oh, if I do things this way, Z might not like it. But if you do it this way, Ramond's not gonna like it too. so,
Right. That's exactly how
so
it
like,
works
how you gonna like,
too.
Yeah.
like how you gonna like live your life just always focusing on what other people are gonna think, bro? That's something personally. I ain't gonna lie, for me personally, that's something like I'm constantly working on, right? Because at the end of the day, like like damn, bro, yeah, what would people think if I do
Hmm.
this? But at the end of the day, like f your opinion. That's this
That's it.
Yeah.
episode. Like
That's
once
it.
I know it from the place of love, I'm not trying to like belittle you, like you were saying earlier. I'm not trying to make you feel bad. Like, hey, oh shit, you made 10K this month. Fuck, I made this. Once I'm
Yeah.
Shit, you
not
make
doing
10?
that,
Okay.
you made
Try.
10K this year? Like,
What?
really? Is that all you
Yeah.
made this year? 10K? Like, really, bro? once
Yeah.
I'm not coming from that place of like hate, trying to put you down. Once I'm doing these things, bro, like I know it's coming from a place that someone else there can be inspired from my story, right? And
Yep.
that
Yeah.
person can work harder. And that's the same thing, from fitness, bro. People used to reach out to me, bro. You inspire me every day.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, that's dope. Like you inspire me, you keep me going, bro. Like I was going through depression. Like you, like just being consistent.
Hmm.
I want to like be consistent as you. And I was like, damn,
Right.
like man, at least this one person like show me love. That's something I want to hear. So like I
Yeah.
don't care if 50 other people think I'm like bragging or I'm trying to be boastful. But if this one person can find love and motivation
Yep.
from whatever I'm doing, that's all I
Yeah.
need. That's
Bro,
all I need.
consistency is very inspiring. And if I'll say there's anyone who's consistent as shit, it's DG.
Oh,
That
thank
boy,
you, bro.
For
that
sure.
boy
Bro.
Diamond be consistent, boy. Like I know I can always tap into DG's story and immediately be inspired. I'll be like, you know what? Let me open my planner and let me go write some shit up in here. Let me
Thanks,
he hit the
man.
gym at 5:30 in the morning. I'm not going at 5:30 in the morning, but I'm gonna hit the gym at some point today. You
Right,
know, consistency, it's very infectious, man. It's just like, you know what? Let me get on my shit, man. Like,
right,
and sometimes you need that from people.
right.
Like you need to have that
Oh yeah,
those type of people around you
Have to.
because that consistency is key, man. Like, like you said, you should want to have a circle of people where you inspire one another.
right,
I know between the both of y'all inspire me to be on on my shit every day. And I
right.
also wanted to give a quick shout out to Vince on here. Vince always be on here, but he's been on his shit. He's been on his fitness grind. He's been out here killing it. So I wanted to give a shout out to Vince because he's been out here killing it. So yeah, man, consistency speaks volumes, like Butterfly Wolf
Yeah.
said.
Nah, big facts, man. There's a piece that I was thinking when we was talking through this, and it's like a quote that I always kind of connect to, man. And it's kind of like saying like, in order to be an inspiration to somebody, you got to be willing to look like a joke to somebody else. Like
Yep.
it's
Facts.
kind of like it's
Facts.
just, you know what I mean? You got to be willing to like, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like for the same reason that somebody looks at you like, yo, I'm inspired every time I see him, will be somebody else being like, man, that shit is cringy as hell, bro. I can't, you know what I
Hmm.
mean? That look, you know what I mean? And that
Right,
it's just they're just linked.
Yep.
You know what I
right,
mean? So that's like a big piece that I think about a lot often. And I really started thinking about like how we, how we were talking about how you talk about the things that you want to talk about, right? Without seeming
right,
like you boasting. I honestly realized there's like a level of like too humble, right? And
right,
then there's like when you get to like being able to be casual, like casually
right,
finally talk about it. But then there's another level that I'm starting to see, like with a lot of people that are on the next level, is they're really almost at that point, you could tell they're just using what they did to not boast or anything,
right,
but they're using it to promote.
right,
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
right,
Like, so there's like, and to me, I just realized that recently, like, that never feels like it's boasting, right? If someone's like, yo, here's how I made $1 million on my social media business, I can
right,
teach you how to do the same thing. It doesn't feel like it's, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't
right.
feel like they're trying to like stun on me. It's like they're promoting their brand in
Yeah,
a
Yeah.
way, and this is how they did something.
right,
This is how they built a course out of what they did,
right,
and now you can do
right,
it too.
Hmm.
right,
So I feel like there's another level, right?
right,
Yeah.
There's another level that I think that we can tap into is like, this is how I made $1 million on my group home business. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
right,
If
right,
like from the talking about it in a like an explanation way, you know what I mean, where
right,
someone can kind of follow the path.
right,
I think
right,
that even changes the whole conversation to another
Mhm.
level. You know
right,
what I mean?
Yeah.
right,
Facts. I just wanted to tap into what Butterfly Wolf said really quick because that's a bar. He said it's a superpower. The irony of consistency is vulnerability, and it's more action oriented self. That's a bar because it is
right,
like I think being consistent. There's a level of vulnerability. Like, of course, you could just be out here like DG could just be out here like flexing in every one of his posts and stuff like that because he's trying to show off.
right,
But I know
right,
he's not. Like I
right,
know at the end of the day,
right,
he's literally just showing up and like, yo, I checked in for the gym
right,
today. Consistency.
right,
Like kind of thing.
right,
I know that is coming from a genuine place, and like
right,
it takes vulnerable. To your point, bro. Like you said, like it takes being vulnerable because of all the praise that you get of like, oh yeah, you inspire me and
right,
whatnot. There, bro, like go put a shirt
right,
on. Like
Yeah,
man,
yeah, for
nobody
sure.
care about shit like
right,
that. Like it's just
right,
it always comes with the territory, man. Like
right,
at the end of the
right,
day, what's cringe to somebody is inspiring to another, and vice
right,
versa. Like those things
right,
go hand in hand. They can't exist without each other, right?
true,
You know,
yin and yang. Yeah.
There's always gonna be people who are like, "Hey man, you dope," and there's other people who can be like, "Oh hey, man, you mad corny," you know. But
Right.
shit, you know, get it how you live.
Right.
And but I mean, shit. Just at the end of the day, like all right,
Get it how
like
Right.
you live,
bet
man.
I'm gonna still guess what? Guess what? I'm gonna still show up again tomorrow
Right.
because I'm
Facts.
consistent
Right.
as fuck. That's what it's about.
It's true. Like success is not for everyone, bro. Some people are going to be successful, and some people are not going to be successful, right? People are going
Mhm.
to. So there are people like us who we are willing to put in the work, and
Right.
there are some people who are willing to like sit home and watch Netflix all day. Nothing wrong with doing that, right? It's all like that's what you want
Yeah.
to do, Like at the end of the day, once you start to elevate, right? You can never like one thing I keep telling myself every day, bro. You can never please everyone.
Yeah.
You can
Mm-mm.
never be perfect for everyone. So like just
Mm-mm.
ignore the noise. Just do what you want to do. At the end of the day, like there are some people who are gonna find motivation from that, people who are gonna be inspired, and there are some people who are gonna hit on you. That's social media. Whenever
Mhm.
you put
What it
things
is.
out there,
Yeah.
it's out there for ridicule. It's out. Like
Yeah.
anyone can
It's
like
out,
form
Yeah.
man.
their opinion. Like,
Mhm.
people can come into this live and talk shit about us. Y'all don't fuck about what y'all talking about. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
It's
So
social at that point too. The funny thing is like it's easier to do now because we're just posting stuff. But imagine
right.
whatever you just did outside.
Yeah.
Right,
Right.
so like you just took your shirt off and walk down the street, right? Like there's some people that's gonna be like inspired. Like if you
Yeah.
looked at it like that, some people be inspired, and some people like, oh, he think he, what I'm saying?
He
Like
think he
or if Z,
Bob. He think
yeah,
he
or
Bob.
if I just did like was just started walking down the street and was just like rapping my verse or something, somebody
Right.
be like, oh, yo, that's fire,
Right.
man. Hey, he's brave for just doing that.
Right.
Other people be like, what the fuck is he doing? You know what I'm saying? You know what I
Is he
mean?
over
Like
there rapping to himself? Like,
that's
what the fuck he got going on?
crazy. That's crazy. Like, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So it just comes with it, man. And I think the people that are just the most authentic to
Right.
that level of themselves, like this is just what I'm doing at this point. It always ends up working out, and I feel like over time I've been able to kind of like because we forget that you have to shift your mindset in order to start leveling up. The people
Right.
that kind of look at you like you're boasting usually probably have a certain mindset in
Correct.
general.
They're
Yeah.
Like it might
not.
just be
Yeah,
a
they're
hater
not like
mindset
you.
they
Facts.
got. Don't no matter
Right.
what you
Facts.
say, it's just gonna be
Right.
like a hater mindset. Like no matter
Hmm.
what you tell them, you know what I
Right.
mean. And you realize, like I realized, I wasn't like I don't consider myself ever really being a hater, but there are sometimes where I'd be like, man,
Oh yeah.
I'm way better than that. I'm way
Right.
better than
Facts.
that. And as
Right.
opposed to being like seeing now, like that's somebody trying. I,
Right.
I am better. I
Yeah.
might be better just technically, but that's somebody trying, and they getting better in real time, and they willing to put themselves in situations that I haven't yet. They
Yeah.
Right.
boastful about what they saying. They talking to the
Right.
DJ. They doing something I'm not. Right.
Hmm.
So I think when I finally started to shift my mindset, like there's something dope about the triangle and
Right.
the leveling up in real
Yeah.
time and
Yeah.
starting to see that like not everybody's great and not everybody is in the moment when they're just polished yet. They just working
Right.
towards it. You know what I mean? Oh,
Yeah.
Right.
yeah.
What's funny is like I don't know. I follow Floyd Mayweather. He likes to flex, right? So
that,
whenever
that boy be. Yeah.
no, which is
Yeah.
dope for me. Like whenever I see his post, like I'm inspired. Like this is dope. I'll look at all the cards. I love cards. But I'll be looking in the comment, and there are people like, "Oh, why are you buying all these cards? Like, why can you help people in Africa?" And they're like, "Bro, you right there. You got a 9 to 5. You can help someone in Africa too. But
That's
Yeah.
a
you
fact.
spending $300 on
Yeah.
Jordan. You
That's
buy
a
a
fact.
$1,000
Yeah.
iPhone. You using an iPhone right now that costs $1,000. You can help someone in Africa.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
feel at the end of the day,
Yeah.
people like assume once you're successful, now you just like your money, you just like give it back.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. All of it.
you have the 9 to 5. You can help other people too.
Yeah.
So why are you asking someone
Yeah.
else to do that when you can do it?
Yeah.
Like you're being a hypocrite, right?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's just like
I
one of
hate
those
that
things
too. I'm
that
glad you touched on that, bro, because I
I
hate
can't
that,
say,
bro.
bro. Everybody got unrealistic expectations. They'd be like, "Oh, you got to be doing this, and you got to be. Are you doing
right,
anything? Like, are you doing anything? Like, yeah. I got more money than you, and I could probably donate more than you. But are you donating anything?
right,
Right? I'll never forget when Kevin Hart was talking about it. He donated to like this charity. And he donated, I think, like $50,000. Like it
Out to
was
that
like the school
school.
charity.
That school.
Yeah,
Yeah. I know
that's
what you're talking
cool. And
about.
yeah, and somebody was in the comments like, "Oh, you a millionaire? You out here? All you donated was $50,000?" And he was just like, "Did you donate anything?
right,
Like what? Like
right,
it's regardless of what it is that you do,
right,
good or bad, people are always gonna have something to say
right,
about it. If I hit the lottery tomorrow and won, $500 million, and let's say I donated $1 million to the Tiana Lynch Cunningham scholarship, everybody be like, "Oh, Ramon, that's your
right,
dog, and all you
right,
donated was $1 million." I'd
right,
be like,
right. People
For
always
real.
gonna hit for
Like,
real, bro. They
what
for
the
real.
fuck? I'd be like,
That's insane.
what? Like,
That's
what are we
insane.
even doing? What are you talking about? You know,
Right,
but people are always gonna have something to say, man. Good or
right,
bad. Like, it's literally, like you said, it comes with the territory.
right,
When you put yourself out there and in that limelight, and when you pursue greatness like we do, like, right, you just have to welcome that. You have to be okay with it.
right,
Like I was having a conversation with somebody the other day, and she's like, "Oh, you're trying to be an influencer," and I'm like, "Not necessarily, but I mean, I guess in a way,
right,
what we're doing, I guess, would fall under that.
right,
It's not that I'm out here trying to go out and influence, but like,
right,
but also I do get it though, like, like that. But I welcome that, right?
right,
Like, because you understand all the layers that come along with
right,
this. When Manifest Mondays blows up and becomes a huge podcast,
right,
everybody's gonna like be like looking at, oh, like y'all are like the like cool hot thing, like y'all are the
right,
influencers and whatnot. It's not that we're doing this because of that. We were just
right,
doing it because we wanted to create this space and just do dope shit. And I think when you have that level of authenticity
right,
and when you're real with yourself, it's just like, if we're dope, do dope
right.
shit.
And
Like, why would I be dope and
right,
be doing regular ass shit?
yeah,
Like, I don't if I recognize that I'm great, why would I be
right,
mediocre? Like you're settling.
right.
You're literally doing yourself a disservice.
And also, Z, why I want to say fuck that, right? Why ever want to be an influencer? What's wrong with that either, right? Like fuck it,
Yeah.
like yeah, we
Right.
want to be an influencer. Like who cares? Like we know that we can like help people like us, same color, like who been through similar situation, elevate, right? What's wrong with that? So I
Hmm.
feel like being an influencer is not bad once you like influencing the right things, right?
Yeah,
We're not here encouraging kids to like go and shoot up schools, do drugs and all that stuff. Then yeah, then I would have a problem with that. Like what I'm doing is detriment, right? By the end of the day, if I'm like doing something uplifting, like be better, go to the gym,
yeah,
like eat good, like get your credit up, make more money. Like, of course, I want to see more
yeah.
people win, especially people of color, because I feel like this information wasn't like taught in school, right?
Absolutely.
We were able to like after school, we graduated, we navigate things, we figure it out, we learn. So, is that a bad thing to spill back the information that we learned to help other people elevate and get better? So, like, yeah, like fuck that. I want to be an
Hmm.
influencer. I feel like I was gonna say like my word for 2024 was focus, but now it's like fuck your opinion. You know what I'm saying?
He said 2025, baby. Fuck your opinion
2025, like
all
yeah,
year, baby.
2025, bro. That's it right now. F your opinion, man.
Chilling,
That's
F
the
man.
it.
energy all year, man.
Yeah,
Fuck your
I'm still
opinion.
using focus. Focus, fuck your opinion.
Yeah. Facts.
2025. That's the phrase. F
Hmm.
that we here, man. Because at the end of the day, I feel like just sometimes, bro, we just hold ourselves back from greatness too. Because we're like, and it's crazy, right? Because a human being, I feel like we say this all the time. Oh, I don't care what people say about me, but if we are being honest, we do care to a certain extent, right?
Mhm.
We do
Absolutely.
care what people say because we're humans, right? Because sometimes people will say some harsh shit like, God damn. Especially the people who are closer to you, though. Those are the people that even hurt you the most,
Hmm.
right? Because at the end of the day, it's easier to not get blinded away by a stranger saying stupid shit on your IG, right? But
Yeah.
someone who's close to you and saying hurtful shit to you, those are the words that actually really hurt you the most.
Hmm.
Like, damn, bro, I thought we were my bro.
Yeah.
It's at the end of the day, I feel like it's kind of hard. So I understand that part that we're humans, but at the end of the day, man, we just have to, especially nowadays, if you're going to be doing anything on the internet, you need to have thick skin. You can't just like be mad at everything, single comment, or be upset or trying
Mm-mm.
to attack everyone individually. Because at the end of the day, you're just going to be wasting so much energy and resource. Because there's going to be so many people who's going to
Yeah.
come out and say stuff about you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Facts. I think, to your point of, I think to accomplish anything of any great magnitude, right? You can't buy into emotion so much, right?
Right.
Because if you were impacted by everything, if you felt sadness at every moment, if you felt, because there's a lot of shit in the world to be sad about, there's a lot of shit in the world to be angry about and shit. If
Right.
you felt literally everything, you wouldn't get shit done. You would not do nothing because like
Right.
all you would do is just feel and just be like, like you have to find that balance, right?
Right.
Like, and it's a tough thing to do, but at the end of the day, like, it's business at the end of the day. Like,
Right.
what we're doing is a business. Like, yes, am I trying to influence? Absolutely. Am I trying to be a DJ? Not even am I trying, we're doing these
Right.
things,
Yeah.
right? Like, are we podcasters?
Right.
Absolutely. Like, are we entrepreneurs? Absolutely. Are we business owners? Are we investors? All these things. Yes, they
Right.
all exist, and there's no reason why they can't all exist. But if we literally just bought into everything, like, we would not be where we are, and
Right.
we wouldn't be getting to where we're going, right?
Right.
But to that point though, you can never truly not care at all,
Right.
right? You can't out here being a sociopath and not feeling nothing, just
Right.
like,
Right.
I'm just a robot,
Right.
right? You know, like there's no way. We're all human beings. We all feel, we all are impacted to a degree. But at the end of the day, you gotta dust that shit off and just
Yeah.
keep it pushing, you know, at
F,
the end of the
F,
day.
F, F the noise. F your
And
opinion.
Fuck your opinion,
to
man.
add to that, man, something that me and Z figured out in real time. I figured out like I was overthinking just posting and just like showing things that I got really going on. When me and Z started doing this thing when we was just like posting 5 times a week, it just made me get over that
Right.
overthinking of posting,
Yeah,
and then I started
Right.
realizing how dumb it really was to overthink a post.
yeah,
Right. Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
before I was doing that, I posted like
Right.
6 times a year. I want to make it so it's the perfect picture, or
Right.
I need to
Or
roll it out. And you like,
right.
bro,
yep,
ain't nobody
yep,
people gonna find your new song off 3 posts
Right.
this year,
yeah,
bro. Like, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? And it just I started realizing it's almost more marketing to the life that you're trying to get to, or the
Right.
things that you're
exactly.
actually doing and putting
Right.
out, and the things you're creating.
Right.
You have to promote it. Everything,
Right.
you know, you might if you watch an NFL game, you're gonna see 30 Amazon commercials.
Hmm.
Right.
They not bashful with this shit. They gonna play the same exact commercial 30
Yeah.
Yep,
Same
times.
shit.
You know what I'm
For
saying? They
real.
don't
yep.
care.
The
Like, you know what I'm
same
saying?
shit.
So
They gonna
the
shove it
same
down
shit.
your
So
throat.
like when I started doing that, it was almost this dope to start like seeing how little it was like to be overthinking just
Right.
posting. And it's
Literally,
just
It's the
like
mind, bro.
bro.
It's just the
and then
mind. You gotta get
it's
over
just the mind, bro. And
that.
Yeah,
then when I got over it, I just stopped kind of caring about it, and then random opportunities was just opening randomly.
yep,
People,
Right.
oh, I seen this, but it'd be random videos that inspiration post. Man, I really needed this today.
yeah,
Oh,
Right.
that's dope.
Right.
You know,
Right.
sometimes
yeah,
not even about music at all, man. What you said about this was dope. Oh, you was in Italy, man. What was you doing out there? You know what I mean? Like
Right.
yeah,
it was like just different shit that I had going on, and you realize like it's past you just holding yourself back.
Facts.
yeah,
Sometimes you missing out opportunities to help somebody else.
yeah.
Facts.
You know what
Yeah.
Literally,
I
because
mean? So like, yeah.
just like
So
we
yeah, bro.
talked about consistency, man. It brings up. It's all about repetition, and the more shots that you take, the more that are going to land, right? The
Right.
more that are going to go in. It reminds me of that case study that a professor did. I can't remember exactly where, but he had two separate groups, right? He had group A who only had to submit one picture at the end of the year, but it had to be like the perfect photo. Like, you know, like they only had to, but their entire grade for that semester fell on that one photo. And then group B had to submit, I forget how many, like it was like
100 of them.
it was like 100 photos. It was a lot of
Hmm.
photos, you know. So like, but what he found was that the group B actually submitted way better photos
Right.
because they were obviously like when we talk about repetition, they were taking a lot more photos, right? You know, like
Right.
at every given situation and not putting a lot of thought into it. They were just like
Right.
taking a picture, upload it because I got to upload 100 of these things.
Right.
I can't be like overthinking this, right? I gotta just upload some
Right.
shit. You know,
Right.
but for the people from Group A who only submitted one photo, a lot of them ended up doing poorly, you know, for
Right.
that semester
Right.
because they were over there overthinking everything,
Overthinking
right? Like I
everything.
have to
God
submit
damn.
this perfect photo
Yeah.
that I have to get an A for this entire class. That's so much pressure that's associated with that. And when you alleviate yourself of that pressure and just recognize the dopest thing about being consistent is that you just stop giving a fuck. Like
Right.
there are no fucks given. It's just like
Right.
I don't care. DG, you have plenty of good workouts. You have days
Right.
where it's just like I didn't
Right.
really do shit in the gym.
Facts.
It was that
Yeah.
was an unpredictable workout, but guess what? I still showed
I
up.
still
You know,
showed up.
right?
Right.
Because at the end of the day, it's about consistency. You're not gonna
Right.
do your best every day. Like it's that's unrealistic, right? You
Right.
know, but as long as you continue to show up, you're gonna have a lot better days than off
For
days. You know,
sure.
that's
Oh
the
yeah,
whole
for
point
sure.
of it, right? You know, and so it makes me think about that. Like at the end of the day, you got to keep shooting, man. You know, like
Right.
that's it.
Right.
Big facts. Big facts, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we shooting all 2025, baby.
We should
Yeah.
I ain't even got to
all
be in the gym.
2025.
I'm throwing none, I'm throwing all these Hail Marys this
Yeah.
year. I'm throwing all of them.
I mean, you increase your odds of success, right? The more you
Yep.
try. Imagine if you just like dating, right? You just talk to one girl. You're like, all right, this is it, and then she turn you down. I'm never gonna talk to any females again. Like,
This is it. This is it, man.
I'm done.
And it's all
I'm
downhill
done.
from
Like,
there. You know what
fuck,
I mean?
man. They don't like me. They don't like me. But you just talk to
Yeah.
one girl, bro. Just
Hmm.
one,
Just one,
one,
bro.
and you
Out
give
of
up.
the over 4 billion women that exist on this
Yeah,
planet,
I just talking
and
like,
you let
damn, bro.
one
She don't
snatch
like
your
her,
heart
bro.
and ruin this shit forever? Hell
But
nah.
you see that though. I'm a pivot a little bit. You see that in dating, right? Incels and stuff. They when you heard their story, they all like, yeah, I try to talk for real, bro. Like I'm being for real. sometimes, listen, bro, this is fact, bro. And when you hear the reason why they don't date no more, even try, they're like, oh yeah, I try to talk to her, bro, and she turned me down. But you talk to Tiffany, but there's so many other people that tried someone else. Like just this one person will turn you down. Like, why are you giving up on love again? Because one person turned you down. Imagine life, right? You're like, I failed one time. I'm not gonna go to school again. I'm not gonna like try it. Like, you're not gonna get further in
Literally,
life. I feel like sometimes we just
literally.
like pick one failure and then we're like, damn, I'm just gonna stop.
Yeah,
But like you
Yeah.
yeah,
said, man, the more you try, you increase your chances of success.
yeah,
Now the
yeah.
probability
Shout out.
increases.
Yeah. Shout out to all the incels out there, man. Y'all keep going. Y'all keep going, man. Y'all keep going. It's gonna be all
No,
right.
yeah,
It's
man.
gonna be all right, man. Keep stepping up to the plate, man. Keep stepping up to the plate.
But you got to keep trying, man. Like I feel like every people who accomplish greatness, bro, they try. You can
That's
just try one
it.
thing and then fail and give up. You got to keep trying. You got to pivot. You got to try something
Yeah,
new. You got to be a continuous process until you get there.
yeah,
Even doing
Yeah.
fitness, bro. Like imagine when we used to work out Zero Light, right? When we was like 225. You know how hard that shit was at
yeah,
first? Like to lift
yeah,
225, bro. But after like repetition over and over, it got easier, bro. We was doing like
yeah,
Right.
10, 12 reps of
Right.
225, like nothing. Zero
yeah.
like lifting the entire gym. Like it was no plates. All the 45 plates at 24-hour fitness on Hamden, they were gone. Cause he was on the legs press doing like thousands fucking weight pounds. Like
It was like 1,200 pounds, baby. We
but
can still do that too, man.
but
We can
think
still
about it
do
though,
that.
bro. When we first start on the hill though, like the first week, is when
Oh,
you're your
bro,
fitness journey, but you felt like you're gonna pass out the first week. I was like, you got this, bro. The
bro.
first week.
I was finna die, bro. I was like, oh my God.
You
I was
know,
like,
cause
y'all just willingly run on this hill?
I chose it.
right.
y'all just do this for
I
fun?
Yeah.
chose it.
Y'all do this for fun?
But you
Nah.
know what
Mm-mm.
I'm saying? Imagine if you were like just like fuck this, I'm quitting, bro. You
Yeah.
wasn't gonna achieve your goals to this day. You're gonna be like, man,
Yeah.
fuck, I can't do this. Shit is hard. Like
Facts.
I can't do this no more.
Facts.
And I feel like
Because
most
I mean, let's be honest, bro. A lot of people are soft.
right.
A lot of people just be
It's
folding.
it's
People be
true.
folding like lawn chairs,
It's
bro.
true.
Like they be
Fact.
folding like lawn chairs, bro. They, at the first glimpse of any type of obstacle or
Right. They
difficulty in life,
quit.
people
They
be
pivot.
folding, man, like
Right.
a goddamn lawn chair. And I'm
Right.
like, bro, like grow a fucking pair, man. Like I'm sorry, man. I be trying to be nice, man. I be trying to be nice, but I'm just like, fam, like you shit is just gonna be hard in life. Like that's
Right.
just how it happens. Like life happens. And the
Right.
best shit in life, the greatest things in life are hard,
Right.
extremely difficult. And
Mm-hmm.
you
Right.
just gotta accept that. Now, if you're just cool with just being comfortable and
Right.
you're cool with just mediocrity, that's
Right.
fine. I'm not knocking that.
Right.
Like if that's what you want, that's
Right.
cool. And I respect it. If you like it, I love it. But if you know you don't want mediocrity, but are just complaining about it all the
Right.
time, like
Right.
oh, like that, blah blah blah. Nah, you chose this life.
Right.
You because you wanted what was
Right.
easy. You know, like if
Right.
you really want what's hard, you got to work for it, and you can't be soft. You
Right.
can't be folding like a lawn chair. You got to stay strong.
A
You
lot
got
of
to
people
stay
do,
strong.
man. A lot of people do. They fold and they don't even try. I feel like people just try one time. Like, I try, bro. I'm giving up. Like
Done.
how
Out of
one
there.
time,
Yeah.
one time, bro. Do you know how many times you have to like try something to succeed? One time, like you gotta keep trying, bro. It takes time. And people are not willing to put in the work, to like get there. They just give us so easily. At the end of the day, man, like you're not going to get there.
Hmm.
And I realize this to add to those points is sometimes you got to get a little bit comfortable with being uncomfortable, but not
Right,
only that, doing it in front of people.
right,
Yep.
I think when you
right,
get comfortable with being uncomfortable in front of people,
right.
that's a whole nother level, right? Like
Yeah,
some
Yeah.
people don't go to the gym because they don't want to see them, no,
right. I heard
with
that.
110 on
Right.
the plate.
Yeah.
You know what I
Heard that
mean?
all the time.
Like
Yeah.
Fact, bro.
for real. Like some
Fact.
people won't go to the gym for that reason,
Yeah,
or some people
Yep.
won't,
Yep.
yeah,
ever, DJ a live gig or perform because
Hmm.
they'll, what I'm saying? They're not comfortable enough around people, and the truth is you just won't be. But every time
Hmm.
I do a show, it feels the same way. Like I feels like my
right,
first
Yeah.
one sometimes. You
right,
know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Some are better
Yeah.
than others, of course, but you got to be willing to
Yeah.
be like, yo, I might fuck up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
It's
saying? But
Yep.
I'm gonna
okay.
get out here and do
Yep.
it in front of people,
In
man. You know
front
what
of
I'm saying?
people.
Yeah, in front of people, and that's hard, man. So that's why, like, just being up that I've done that so much is like it changed my perspective of when I see other people doing it. Like when you see somebody like on the stage and they messing up, they need practice, right? But they
Right,
Yeah.
trying. Like there's
Right. Yeah,
somebody in the group,
at
Yep.
least
somebody
get
like,
there.
man, they making a
They're
fool of
doing it.
themselves, but they
Right.
trying, bro. They
They're
up there
trying.
trying, bro.
Yeah.
They need to
Right.
get better so they got to work on learn that shit. You know what I'm
Right.
Hmm.
saying? But they up there trying, bro.
Yeah.
Like you
Right.
know what I'm saying? And they
I
gonna
mean,
probably
shit.
go further than the person that's just watching and saying,
Yeah.
like, bro, I would,
True.
you
Exactly.
know, I would have killed that. I would kill
Exactly.
that,
Right.
bro.
I,
You know
I-
you
let-
wouldn't because
let's
you not.
see.
You know what I'm
Let's
saying? Yeah.
see. Like, bet.
You got
Like,
next, bro. Hey, you got it, huh? Here
you
you go, bro.
got
I'm
it.
gonna toss you the mic. Let me see what you got.
Since you
You know?
so bomb, since you so bomb,
True.
let's see. Let's see. Let's see. All that talk you talking about.
Yeah,
Absolutely,
True.
man. So,
man.
hey, shout out to people out there trying, man. And
Shout out to
sometimes you
all the
gotta
people out there
try
trying,
in
man.
front of
You
people.
gotta
You gotta
try.
try in front of people
That's
sometimes, bro.
Like a
true.
You
prime
gotta do
example,
it.
bro. We talk about it all the time, though. Doing this podcast, public speaking is like so easy nowadays,
Right.
right? Because talking in front of like just gotten so comfortable. Now, granted, we might not be like live in front of people, right? But like there's plenty of people who are seeing
Yeah,
us just
we're live.
every
Yeah.
time that
Yeah.
we're,
Facts.
we're live, right? Like, and there's people who are in real time able to see this
Right.
every fuck up. I started identifying. People used to tell me all the time, "Hey, you say like a lot." Now I started being a lot more mindful of it. I still be saying that shit. I'll be
Right.
liking some shit, and I'm gonna say it. So, like, I don't give a fuck. Fuck your opinion.
Right. For your
Fuck your
opinion.
opinion. But at the end of
Right.
the day, it's trying,
Right.
man. I think that at the
Got to
end of
get
the day,
better.
you got to try in order to improve.
Right.
Right? You got to fall flat on your face to get back up again
Right.
and be like, yeah, I don't ever want that shit to happen again. And you
Right.
figure it out,
Right.
right?
Right. No, I agree. That's one. I think I would say one of my strengths, bro. I don't give up. I keep trying for whatever I want,
Hmm.
bro. I feel like that's kind of like my strength. Cause no matter if I fail so many times, I'm gonna keep trying, bro. Like I would never give up until the day I pass, I die. Cause if whatever I say I'm gonna accomplish, I'm gonna keep working to that shit, working towards
Hmm.
that shit. I don't care if it takes me 10, 20, 30 years. I'll be 80 years old. Keep trying. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Cause I'm never gonna quit. Like
because
I'm
you're not
gonna keep
soft.
learning. I'm not so. I know it's gonna be hard. I'm gonna keep trying and keep pushing till I get there, man. I feel like that's kind of like that's one thing that keeps me going. Because like it's hard, like waking up in the morning. Some days, like today, I woke up. I was tired, bro. I woke up at 5:30. I like, God damn, I gotta go to the gym. I like, shit, I was tired,
Hmm.
and I like, shit. Let me just go. It was hard. It wasn't easy, but I did it regardless, right?
Yeah.
And those are the things you got to do, man. Like each day, like being consistent, not caring about what people are saying about you, showing up once you're doing it from that place of love,
Hmm.
because the good thing about these things is like I feel like these are like conversation we're telling ourselves
Yeah.
to do better. Because
Hmm.
everything we're saying here today
Hmm.
in my head, like bro, these are the things you got to do.
Yep.
Hmm.
It's good to be humble, but at the end of the day, like do things that makes you happy. Stop
Yeah.
worrying about what other people think of you. Once you know you're
Exactly.
doing it in a place and not to put other people down to make people feel bad, do it, bro. Other people are gonna find inspiration from that.
Yeah.
They're gonna be haters, right? They're gonna take that as way, be envy you or whatever the fuck they want to do. But that's not your issue.
Yeah.
Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
Focus on what you're trying to accomplish.
Absolutely. Because at the end of the day, man, we all
So,
know and understand that it's all worth it in the end, right? Trying, showing up, being consistent, all that shit. Is it hard? Absolutely. But we know what's on the other side of that, right? There's
right,
greatness, right? And we're normalizing that, And so there's high risk, high reward. At the end of the day, we put ourselves at risk each and every day, like getting out and doing shit, showing up. Like at the end of the day, do you put yourself in instances of being ridiculed?
yeah,
Absolutely. Who gives a fuck? I
right,
don't care. Fuck your
right.
opinion. At the
That's
end of
your
the day, I'm
opinion,
gonna still keep showing up, man. Like that's the thing that's I'll always be more concerned about living without regret than never doing the shit, never trying, and just being just forever like, damn, what
right,
if this? What if that?
right,
I don't ever want to be in a position
right,
of what if. I
right,
tried some shit.
right,
We've been trying some shit. I
right,
don't care what anybody says. We've been trying some shit. And
right,
at the end of the day, we gonna get there, man.
right. For sure. I know we're a little ahead of time today. So yeah, let's
Oh yeah, yeah. We got the would you rather
yeah,
questions, man.
let's wrap this
Right.
bad boy up.
Right.
Shout out to Kehoe in the building.
Yeah, shout out to Be Easy in the building, man. Always tapping in. All right, so we got a couple. There was a couple of would you rather questions that we really couldn't choose between the two. It was a hard decision. So we just said fuck it, we're gonna do both of them. So we got two would you rather questions. Y'all know at the end of Manifest Mondays, we always gonna challenge y'all to think, man. And the first would you rather question is would you rather be someone that nobody likes or someone that nobody knows?
Damn.
Repeat the question.
That-
Would you
that's a hard
rather
one.
would you rather be someone nobody likes or someone nobody knows?
Man, that's a
Going
hard
first.
one, bro.
I'll
I'll
take it.
go.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead.
I'll
Go
say
ahead.
somebody no one knows, bro. Yeah, because at the end of the day, yeah, especially the folks around me, my friends, my family. I want to be a likable person. At least they can like me, right? But like
Hmm.
that's what I would say for sure. That's my answer.
What
Yeah.
about you, P? Would you rather be someone nobody likes or someone nobody knows?
I'm gonna go against the grain on this one, man. I think it's somebody that nobody likes is what I'm gonna take, and the reason is because I feel like that's a person that's like trying to be themselves, like putting themselves out there. If
Right,
nobody likes it, they just don't. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's not even up to you if somebody likes you or not.
Hmm.
You know what I'm
right,
saying? Especially like if you're being your authentic self, not like
right,
I'm being like an asshole to people.
right.
But if I'm just being myself and people don't like it and consistently don't like it, but I'm out there trying to put myself out there, it's
Hmm.
Nobody
that's my
though, like no, yeah, it's
nobody, man.
hard.
I
Yeah,
tried though,
I like
like you know
that
what
though. I
I'm saying,
like
like
that. I
because
like
but
that.
imagine like
Yeah.
so imagine like there's a person that like there's two people like in a crowd and there's one person that just every time they're there they don't say anything and nobody knows who it is.
Right,
Nobody else, and there's somebody like this just trying to get their shit like, and they trying to get their shit off,
right.
but nobody fucks with them. It's like I don't know, it's a tough one. It's a
It's
tough one, right?
Yeah.
tough,
It's a
man.
tough one. It's a tough one,
Yeah,
but I
cause
think that person is still
right,
trying to
right,
actively put themselves out
right.
there. You know what I'm
Yeah.
Cause this,
saying? So I
right.
think that I
I,
think
I, was- I was
I'm on
thinking
that
about
side.
it from a fame perspective, right? That's kind of like my answer. Why nobody know. I was thinking about it from like a fame perspective, right? I don't care if nobody like knows me and all that stuff, but at the end of the day, it would be important to me, like like my family, my kids, be able to like me,
Hmm.
be able to build that relationship to me. I don't care if people outside don't know me. I don't care if society don't know me. But once I have my circle and they like me and care about me, that's I'll be okay. But either one is hard. Either one is hard for
Even
me.
that, like, I mean, we saying if we go into like nobody at all likes me,
Right,
then nobody at all gotta know y'all.
right.
Yeah. Like
Nobody at all
nobody.
gotta know you.
Nobody.
Nobody knows you, bro. Like, I
So,
guess your parents and maybe just whoever like met, but nobody knows nobody. Like
like,
nobody. Like,
not even your brothers, your
your but
friends.
I guess your that people that have to know you is like
Right. That's what.
your family,
Right.
but
But
like
no,
not really no friends or nothing. Like nobody,
uh,
nobody.
damn, no
Because
friends.
if
Shit, nah.
nobody likes me, then it got to be like nobody knows you. You know what I'm saying? Like
Shit,
nobody.
yeah. Damn. Yeah. That's hard. But yeah, that's how I'll pick.
I ain't mad at it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's tough,
tough
man.
one. It's a tough one for sure.
I mean, either option, because someone nobody likes it. It's like, you
But you
can't,
know,
you
with Z,
can't, you can't build a
You
relationship
know,
when no one likes you, right? It's hard.
it's tough. It really is tough, man. I honestly think I'm gonna side with UP on this one. I think I'd rather be somebody that nobody likes because I don't know, man. To the point, I know it sucks, man.
Don't
Because I know
overthink it. Don't overthink it.
Be easy mentioned it earlier. Somebody being someone that nobody knows because reputation is hard to rebuild. I get it. I just think there's a lot of reasons why people could not like you, and I
I
think
mean, this is not. They don't just like you. Like we go going deep into that. Like they
I,
don't just like you.
I'm going with somebody nobody likes, man. I'm going with some final answer. Final answer. Somebody nobody likes. Because at least I'm out here trying some shit, man. I'm out here trying some shit. Because
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
especially think about it from like the perspective of right, like as being a DJ, right? Like would have sucked to be like for nobody to like me. They'd be like, hey, yeah, DJ
I,
Zenas, he trash,
I mean,
man.
you wouldn't
right?
But
be a
like,
you
but
wouldn't
at
yeah
least
you
you
wouldn't
know
be a
me,
DJ then
like,
because no one likes you.
like
Because at the end of the day, they're not even gonna give you a
They might
gig.
book him,
You know,
but
because
like think about it though. They
nah,
might like
bro.
they'll book him because like imagine like
nobody
if
likes you
somebody
though.
like cancels last minute on him, they gonna know him
Bro,
though.
a
So they
prime
gonna be like, man, somebody
example,
cancel. They gonna book him
But
like,
no
fuck
one's
it, man. Let's
gonna
just
come
get
to the
Venus.
club because
Let's
no
just
one
get. No,
likes
they're
him.
already
No one
coming.
bro,
likes
They got
him.
yeah,
somebody. Their
bro,
people's already coming.
haters are gonna show up, bro. A prime example, you mentioned him earlier, Floyd Mayweather.
Right.
Everyone hates Floyd Mayweather, and why do they show up to
I'm
his fights? Because they want
no,
to
but
see
not
him
everyone
lose,
though. Everyone in the
bro.
entire world don't hate Floyd.
That,
People in the
bro,
entire
you
world
like the
hate him.
one person, you like the one person who likes Floyd Mayweather,
I'm
bro.
not gonna say I like him, but I don't hate him. I'm not gonna say hate
Yeah,
because I don't know him back. So
No, we didn't
it's a
say
hard
hate
word. I don't know.
either though. We just said don't like.
yeah.
Right,
Just,
right.
but a lot of people don't like him. You know, like a lot of people don't like him. You
Who
know,
said nobody, but everyone. So everyone you meet, everyone gonna hit. They don't gonna like you. No one likes you,
Not
right?
hate though. It's just they don't like you.
but
Like you know what I'm saying?
it's tough.
Right.
Oh,
Be easy. Give a good point. He was like, think about it in terms of product, right? Would you rather have a product that no one likes or a product that no one knows about?
No one
You know what
likes.
I'm saying?
No one likes, bro. Like think about it, like bro. Like imagine if you made like the dopest anything, bro. Like the dopest like phone. Like you made a phone, like the dopest phone ever, but nobody knew about it.
Like, it's dope.
It
but no
I mean, either
just to
way,
one
you,
though,
know.
yeah,
No
nobody
one
knows.
right,
knows.
Like nobody
right,
gets to
right.
nobody gets to see it.
Either,
Like nobody gets to
I
see
mean,
it, bro.
either way, it's like this
It's
hard.
hard.
Either
It's
answer,
hard.
Man.
yeah,
It's
it,
hard.
It's
it,
tough. It really
it's
is
no.
tough.
There's no winning the situation. I think it's like either
Yeah,
option is fuck. You
it
fuck.
sucks. It sucks either way.
There's some
It
bullshit
sucks
on
either way.
either side.
It
Yeah, just
sucks
You know
either
what I'm
way,
saying?
man.
bullshit.
All right.
All right, well, what about the
So
next one? Let's hear the
second
next
one,
one.
man. All right. Second, would you rather? I think this one's harder, honestly. Would you rather achieve massive success at the cost of personal relationships or maintain close relationships but never reach your goals?
Man,
I'm gonna repeat the question. I pinned it as a comment too. So I'm gonna repeat this. Would you rather achieve massive success at the cost of personal relationships or maintain close relationships but never reach your goals?
You gotta take this
man,
one first, Z. I
uh,
don't know, bro. You gotta take this from you,
Uh,
bro. You got to go last on the
man,
first one.
damn, this is hard, bro. This is hard. Yeah, part of me like goal oriented, success driven. I want to say the first one, but then I love relationships, man,
yeah.
especially with my folks. So
I love
it's
my
like I'm
people, man,
going
but
against what I truly believe in, because I feel like, man, I would say, fuck, I would say the second one. I'd rather keep my close relationship, because I feel like life, is all about relationship and the people we have around us, right?
yeah,
Because, the Bible even says it, right? What does it benefit a man if he gains the whole world, right, and loses his soul? So from that perspective, I'm gonna go with the homies, the family, the friends, right? I'd
hmm,
rather just have the people I love and care about. They love me, right?
yeah,
Because they'll think about it. Right? Other places of the world, there are people who are just like their goals is like just have a family and just basic life,
hmm,
right? And they're content and they're happy. They have kids that love them and care about them and have all the beautiful things in life. So for me, for that reason, bro, I would take the latter. I'd rather just
yeah,
have a good relationship.
yeah,
Yeah, it sucks.
yeah.
It sucks. Though. Damn.
Yeah.
Ooh, man. My man, I love you, but damn.
You ain't accomplishing nothing though.
Yeah,
You as mediocre
yeah,
as they come, boy.
yeah,
Like you are the
yeah.
epitome of mediocre.
I would say for the family, bro. I would say
Yeah.
that for the lover, yeah. I would take the latter. It sucks. I'll be
I'll have to
sad, but
say
yeah, yeah.
I have to
I'll
say
take
I
that.
agree, man. Like I'm a very goal oriented. I'm a very ambitious person, right? You know, I'm very driven, but it'd be such a shame to accomplish so much and not be able to share it with
Right,
nobody, man. Just what was the point of it all, right? You know, I think that's where a lot of people end up, who end up sacrificing so much. And at the end of the day, no one wants to die alone. And I
right,
know that sounds super cheesy and it sounds cliche, but it's true, man. Like nobody
right,
wants to die alone. And if you look back and accomplish all these great things, and it's like, cool, you puffing that cigar, it's like, yeah, man, shit, I won. I got 200
right,
M's in the bank. Like
right,
I could do whatever I want whenever I want, but you ain't got nobody to enjoy it with. Like, what was the point, man? And so that's why I say at the end of the day, I think more than anything, I think love is important. I
right,
think self-love is the most
right,
important love. I think
right,
having a love for your people, having a love of, like your faith,
Right.
whether that's in yourself, in, a higher being, man.
Right.
I think that's what I'm deeply rooted in, right?
Right.
Like I'm
Right.
deeply rooted in my spirituality, and honestly, just like the exchange of energy, right?
Right.
I'm big on that, right? If I got no one to exchange energy with, and I'm just like, you're in total isolation at all
Right.
times, bro, that's crazy. That's a crazy life.
Right.
Shit, you might as
Right.
well just go lock yourself up and be in ISO for the rest
Right.
of your life. Like, so
Yeah.
as tough of a decision it is, I would say close relationship. It
Right.
just, I'd be so mad because
Right.
I know, like, the thing is, you can't change your perspective. We
Right.
would still be the exact same people we
Right.
are now,
Just
but just out here,
nothing was cracking.
just sorry. We be
Right.
sorry, bro. We
Right.
be so sorry. Like, we just
Right.
sorry, bro.
Right. And also to add, I feel like the reason why my answer is that way because I have really good relationships that I have, but there are some
Hmm.
people who don't have those type of relationship, right? So I
Absolutely.
can
Good
see
point,
them
bro. Good
going in
point,
Absolutely.
bro.
pursuit of that, you know. So
Yeah.
for me right now, let's say, bro, if I didn't have good friends and family and mom, like one would be easy. Like
Hmm.
Good
it's not
point.
gonna be hard, right? But
Yeah.
for right now, that God blessed me so far that I have good friends, family in my life, so I'm not
Hmm.
willing to trade them up for for that.
Yeah.
But if I was somebody like who have like fucked up people in my life, that's sign me up. That's easy. So for that reason, so my
That's true.
answer
That's
right now
true.
is based on like my current situation. So if things were different, then maybe it
Yeah.
would be different. But for now, yeah, I'll say that's
Yeah.
one thing I just wanted to add too.
Yeah. That's a
Great
bar.
fucking
I'm
point.
glad. I'm
Great
glad you
fucking
named
point,
that.
DG.
Because
Thanks,
Yeah.
bro.
when you have people of value around you, man, it's just, life is different, and, and,
Right,
and and it would genuinely be a shame without those people.
right, right. So yeah, that's the reason why.
What you talk about? What they talking about?
I agree, man. Y'all hit all the point. There's nothing really I could say out of that. The reason that it was hard when I was first thinking about it though is like, what if your goal was to make the world a better place? Like, what
Right,
if your
Yeah.
goal was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're talking about massive levels of
right,
success.
Yeah.
Like you said, not just 200 million in the bank and you just chilling on
right,
the island, but
Yeah.
like,
right,
what if you was actually making real changes and
right. Like find
providing
a cure for
infrastructure and
cancer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you see
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
real things in the
Yeah.
world, like
Right,
providing infrastructure and water to places that
right,
they ain't got it in.
right, right.
That's why it was really hard for me to think
Yeah.
about that as like, you know what
I
I'm
feel
saying?
you.
Like, what
I
if you
feel you.
like changed the world as you was here? You might like, you didn't
Right,
have the personal relationships, but you did something that the world was
right.
going to benefit from
Fact.
maybe
Then I would
Yeah.
forever,
say, yeah, if that
maybe
was
Yeah.
your goal,
forever.
then do
That's,
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
that
yeah.
makes
Then
it,
say, yeah,
tough, man. That makes it tough. I'm still on y'all side too. And I think,
right.
that's, a testament to what you said, DG. I couldn't say that better, bro. Like, it's just, I have
Hmm.
such good people in my life, you know what I mean? That it's like, it would be hard to, and that says a lot, right? You got to have some really dope
Oh
people in
yeah,
your life to be
Yeah.
able
right,
to be like, to choose, I'd give
right,
up on all my goals just to
right,
keep them
right,
in
right.
it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
That says a lot about the people you got in your life,
That
bro.
says a lot, bro. Because
yeah,
I could be out here being the positive Elon Musk out here, bro.
right,
I could be out here doing everything,
For sure.
right,
giving everyone in the world access to clean drinking water and
You know what I
shelter over
mean?
their heads and shit. Like, there's a lot that you could be thinking about that massive success, man.
right.
And so, uh, but yeah,
But
I couldn't have said it any better either, DG. I think that's a testament to
right.
just the amazing people that we know in our network.
But then this lead me to a very great question though, right? Because sometimes you hear about parents and people talking about, oh, I give up my dreams for you, So
Hmm.
should people do that then, right? Like
Mm.
sometimes we hear like parents and people say that I could have done all these things, but I have kids, now I couldn't do these things. So should we be doing that? Should we be not pursue those things because we have a certain situation in our life then?
Nah.
No.
You got to keep yourself as a priority.
Yeah,
Okay.
The kids
absolutely.
might become, I feel like the kids might become the number one priority, but keep
Right,
yourself as one. You know
right,
what
Yeah.
I mean? Find ways to keep whatever you're doing as a priority still. You know what I mean? It might not be
right,
Yeah.
as high up anymore, but you might have to cut out other things. I think what people fail to realize is they don't want to cut out little things
right,
sometimes for the big things, right? Like you might have to cut out Netflix, you might have to cut out, you know what I'm saying? Like there might be things that you have to cut out, you know what I mean? But don't cut out like the things that's for yourself. You know
right,
what I mean? Like
Hmm.
right.
Hmm.
don't cut out. Keep yourself as a priority.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
my answer.
Because I heard, old folks all the time, man. I could have done this, but I made a lot of sacrifice for y'all, and then I didn't live my
Yeah.
purpose. I didn't live my dream. And the day when I see these people, bro, they are full of regrets.
Yeah,
they are not happy, right? Because whenever you
absolutely.
hear these stories, they're like, I could have done this, but I have kids, or these, they are full of regret. So I know that, damn, it's crazy. Like,
They had
I get
less
it.
they
Mhm.
had less opportunities too, though.
Right,
Yeah,
that's
They
true.
might
That's
have really
true.
had to do that. Like I
Right,
think we're in a
right,
different time. I think it's
right,
easier for us to say because like if
right,
you only had like there was one job in your
right,
town and you just had to like
right,
there was or your kids wasn't going to eat.
right,
There ain't
yeah,
no social media and no
right,
brand influencers and
right.
no you know what I'm
yeah,
And
saying? Ain't
that's what I'm
no
saying. That's going back
you
to the
know what I
question,
mean?
right?
Like
Giving up massive
yeah.
success for the people
hmm
you love and care about, right? And
hmm
they're like,
Yeah.
they was willing to, like, to us, right? But to them, that was massive, right? They could have moved to a new state. That could have changed their entire
yeah,
life.
yeah,
But they
Right.
stayed because they have kids. So that's for them.
yeah,
They gave up that massive success
yep.
for their family. Just
hmm
kind of like tying everything back we just talked about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think to P's point, P hit it on the money, man. I think at the end of the day, you have to keep yourself as a
Right.
priority, and I think oftentimes, especially when kids get brought into the equation and whatnot, I think a lot of people stop prioritizing themselves,
Right.
like their own, well-being. Sometimes their own relationship, right? Like you see relationships, crumble, like because you just stop trying because all you're
Right.
doing is pouring into your kids and stuff. So I think you have to be mindful of all these things and you have to continue to still do what makes you happy because that unhappiness and that regret can manifest in a lot of ways and it can
Right.
show up in those relationships like all those people that you sacrifice so much for. There could be
Right.
resentment there, right? And it's just
Right.
like, man, like I could have done all this and
Right.
this
All
and
this
that,
massive
but
success.
now
Right.
but I was
Right.
over here,
I
sacrificing for
did
y'all
it for
sorry
y'all, man.
asses,
Yeah.
for y'all sorry asses. So you know what, fuck your opinions, your opinions.
That's what I'm
And all
saying
your,
now.
so
You know,
yeah, I think
like, I give up my
like
life,
man, I
my life.
sacrificed it
To this
all for
day.
y'all.
Yo,
I'm to this day, I'm a scrub. I'm a scrub to this day
Right.
because of y'all.
Bro,
When I could have been out here, I could have
bro,
been out here great.
bro, I would be so mad if I give up massive success for my folks and they let me down, bro. I would be so pissed.
uh,
Imagine, bro,
uh,
they all that turn their back against you, bro. Just imagine that, bro. You threw. Ah, damn. Yeah.
And I don't know, man, like because I think about it, like I think I find myself reflecting on this a lot. There's always, I don't know, it's always tough, right? Because I think when you think about it, there should really be no excuse,
Right.
right? When they talk about success, there's people who literally have got it out the mud, like literally from nothing, who had five. Ray is a prime example. Ray got five kids,
Right.
right?
Exactly.
mhm.
Right.
Anyone who
He's
knows
out
who Ray
there.
Wimley is,
Perfect example.
that boy, but he don't use that as an excuse, right? A lot of people would be like, "Bro, I got
Right.
five kids. Ray still fulfills his dream
Right.
each and every day,
For
Facts.
sure.
right? And
Big,
so
big
Right.
facts.
I
Big
think
facts.
if you
Shout
want
out to
it bad
Ray.
enough, so
Right.
shout out to Ray, man. I
No,
think
for
for the
real.
people, if you want
I
it bad enough, man, you don't make excuses,
fact, bro.
but I think also to that point, Ray prioritizes himself and what he wants in life too, though.
Right.
He absolutely, his first and foremost priority is always going to be
Right.
his kids, right?
Right.
But when it comes down to it, how I gotta feed my kids, and guess what I'm gonna do to
Right.
feed them? I'm gonna go out and do what I love.
Right.
Mhm.
Whether it's performing on the street, whether it's performing at Jimmy Kimmel Live, whether it's performing at this festival, whatever, I'm doing what I love, and I'm gonna
Right.
figure it out. I'm gonna make some shit shake.
Right.
Like now, granted, to y'all's point, like there's different opportunities now and shit like that.
Right.
But I also like it's hard, when you really process those things because if you want something bad enough
Right.
you won't make any excuses. You'll just make shit.
Right.
Like I said,
I
we talk
agree.
about it all the time.
That's it
You
right
make
there,
you make
Z.
it happen or you make excuses.
Right.
It's one of the
Mhm.
two. Like
Yeah.
you can't have both.
Right.
And I think honestly,
Right.
most more times than not, those people who sit there with that resentment and whatnot, they don't want to take accountability for it.
Right.
Like yes,
Fact.
were your circumstances hard? Absolutely.
Fact.
Did having
Yeah.
6, 7 kids make your situation more difficult? Absolutely.
Fact.
Did you have
Right.
to give up on your dreams? Fuck no, you didn't. No,
Right.
you
I
didn't.
agree.
Like
I
you
agree.
still could have made it happen. Like
Right.
I'm not saying like now the opportunity to make it happen is significantly lower
Right.
than the average person, especially a person with no kids, right? Like you
Right.
got a lot less
Right.
responsibilities. But when it boils down to it, how bad do you want this motherfucker?
Amen.
Like, do you go to sleep thinking about it every fucking night? Do you
Right.
wake up every
Right.
morning thinking about it every day?
Amen.
Then why the fuck did you stop trying?
I agree. It's fact, bro. It's fact. Because at the end of the day, if you really want it bad, you're gonna make it work. I agree. That's like that's Bible right there. You're preaching, bro. It's fact, bro. Because I feel like
Mhm.
at the end of the day, you're gonna make excuses if you don't want to do it, right? But if you really want it
Mhm.
that bad, no matter what it takes, bro, you're gonna try. You're gonna keep trying. And I feel like most people say they want things, but they don't want it as bad. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
They just say we want it, but if you really say you want something, you're gonna do everything to get there. Think about the
Mhm.
things that we want in our life, bro. We
Right.
made it. We made sure we got there.
Right.
Because when I went to school, like I'm going to get a degree. I don't care how long it took me out here. Like I wanted that
Mhm.
shit so bad, even though it's useless right now, kinda. but
But it opens some
but
doors at the same
right,
time,
it
right?
did.
Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just bullshitting. It
Yeah.
yeah,
We know
did.
you are. You
But
know
like
you are.
the fact that I really wanted that bad, bro, I did whatever it took me to get there, right? Like I took summer classes. I did this because I really wanted that bad. You know, I feel like most of the time people say the
Mhm.
one thing, but if you really ask them, bro, like if you're not willing to do whatever it takes to make that thing work, how
Mhm.
bad do you want it? If you're not willing to make that phone call, you see you want to be a salesman, you want to reach a certain amount in sales, but you're not willing to call that. You're not willing to do cold call.
Yeah.
You're not willing to like
right.
do IG
Mhm.
like marketing or Facebook marketing or like whatever. Like how you telling me you want that shit bad?
Yeah.
Mhm.
You
You
want
Yeah.
really
that
want it then,
girl,
right?
but you just want to be an
Yeah.
incel. You just want to stay home and not go and talk to her. Like you don't want
That's
her bad.
that's that's what that's what greatness requires, man. And that's what great people do. They make it happen. You know,
Right,
at the end of the day, they make the impossible possible, right? You
right,
know, everyone thought this was impossible. Bro, do you know if somebody think about it, right? If someone came up to me and it hadn't been created yet and was like, yo, I'm gonna create a vehicle where we can fly in. Fuck being
right,
on the ground. Like we're gonna like you take off and fly like a fucking bird
right,
and then you land in like a completely different area.
right,
I'd be like, fam, what the fuck are you talking about?
right,
Like literally like that's crazy. Like, you
right.
know, but we talked about it earlier, right? These genius, these innovative ideas, it all sounds delirious. It
Right,
all sounds crazy. It all sounds insane until it happens,
right,
right? And that's what great people do. That's what
right,
greatness
bro.
requires. You make the impossible possible.
Right,
And so you overcome it all to make this shit happen. And if you truly want something bad enough,
right,
you'll make it happen.
right.
I genuinely believe that. Either you
It's
make it happen or you make excuses. And I don't want to
it's
hear your
true though.
mouth.
See, also like for me, bro, that's fact. Because the reason why, because at one point I was trying to bulk up, right? And then when I was sitting down thinking about my goal, I was like, do I really want to bulk up? And I
Hmm.
realized I didn't really wanted that shit bad. So for that
Right.
reason, I didn't do it. Because
Yeah.
I'll be honest with myself, like, I really don't want to do this, bro. Like I really don't care that much to be bigger. So for that reason, I was like going through all my goal. Like that's the reason why I didn't accomplish this goal because I didn't really wanted this shit this
You really
bad.
want it, huh?
Because if I
Huh.
wanted that shit, I would have done whatever it takes to get there.
Mhm.
And I feel like most of
And
the time we're not just being real
yeah,
with ourselves.
relook at them. That's a great point, DG. Relook at those New Year's resolutions and look at them again with different eyes. It's just like,
Yeah,
do you really want this shit?
right.
You
Mhm.
know what I mean? Because like, if not, don't even lie to yourself.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like, don't even lie.
Oh yeah.
It's like it's more pain on yourself to lie to yourself about if you want it or not. But I like the way you
Right.
put that, bro. Like to be honest, if you, like there's things that I put some like on my last year, uh,
Right.
New Year's resolutions in this. Like I looked at it and I was like, it would have been dope, but I didn't really want it.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I
for
didn't
real, bro.
really
Like, I
want
don't
it.
really want
You
this.
know what I'm saying? It would have been
Yeah.
cool, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
it'd be
I
cool,
didn't
but
really want it. You know what I mean? I avoided it all year. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
but
He
I'll be
said that boy said,
honest, bro.
and then he said, you know what he said? He said, love is cool, but I avoided that shit all year. You know, like he
No,
said,
but for real, bro. I was thinking about it, man. I was like, I don't really want to be bigger than like, I don't really want to bust out that much, like same thing. I avoided that. I was like, yeah, I'm okay. I'm fine. I'm okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
I'll be content with where I'm at,
Mhm.
and I was fine with that. But I feel like sometimes we write down these goals and then just because we write it down doesn't mean that we're going to accomplish them. Ask yourself, bro, how bad do you want to accomplish that?
yeah.
Because if you really do, you would do those things every day. And the fact that
Mhm.
you're not willing to do it, bro, like certain things for my job, like I don't want to do these courses, like because I don't want to do them. Like
Hmm.
Right.
I don't
Right.
want to,
Oh
right?
my
Because I was
God,
like,
DG, I am so glad you touched on this, man, because this is something, DG, you talk about all the time, right? Everyone is disciplined, whether you want to admit it or not. And
right,
honestly, most people are disciplined to shit that they don't want to do.
right,
For example, your job, you do shit because you have to do it,
Right.
right,
right? You
facts, right,
know,
yeah,
so why would you not be doing the shit that you want to do, right?
right,
Like everybody's like, oh man, I just can't do that, bro. You literally do shit for your
every
job every goddamn
day,
day that you
even
do
we
not
don't
want to
do it,
do because if you don't do that shit, you'll get
right,
fired. right?
right.
So why not take that same logic and apply it to your own life? If you want this bad
Because
enough, you
they
have to
don't
be
want it
doing it.
bad.
You got to be
They don't.
willing to do the shit that you don't want to do, right?
They don't
Because
want
you
it
know
bad,
what the
bro.
repercussions are,
Right.
And so I'm just like, apply that same. Everyone's disciplined, and
Right.
most people are disciplined to the wrong
Fact.
habits. You know, to your point, DG, you say it all the time, right? I could easily go to the gym every day.
Right.
Or this person could easily go to the gym every day, blah, blah, blah. But you know what? I'd rather sit on the couch and watch Netflix. So that I do that every day as opposed to going to the gym. You're
Right.
disciplined to
Right.
Netflix. It's like
Right.
it takes discipline to sit down every day and watch
Every
Netflix for
day.
A lot of work,
4 hours
bro.
every day.
A lot of
That
work.
takes a lot of work.
A
Right.
So
lot of work.
that's it's just you have to understand you really like you said, you got to look in the mirror and have that conversation with yourself. Do you really want this? Right? Do
Right.
you really want to get in shape?
Right.
Do you really want
Right.
$1 million? Do you really want a
Right.
successful business?
Right.
Do you really want to buy multiple properties across the
Right.
world? Do you
Right.
really want to be in love? Like, you really
Right.
got to ask yourself all these questions
Right.
and be real with it. Like, because if you want it bad enough, you'll make it fucking happen. If not, you'll
Right.
make excuses. And
It's
that's just what it boils down to.
But it's fact, man. Cause like for my business goal, like every single day, bro, I thought about this business every single day before I went to bed. Like things I want to do. Like I'll be sitting, down. Oh, I can do this for the business. But like I can do this because I really wanted to reach a certain milestone, right?
Mhm.
So every day, every morning, like I was always thinking about this goal, right? However, when it comes to my bulking, I never really care. I was like, I
I
don't
feel
want.
you.
Like I don't really care. Like oh shit, I forgot to eat today. Shit, I didn't reach my calorie goal. All right, cool. I'll do it tomorrow. Because I realized it wasn't as important to me. Like
Right.
even though I was trying to convince myself, like,
Hmm.
bro, you can accomplish it. But like, man, let's be real, bro.
Yeah.
You don't want this bad, and it's
Hmm.
Right.
okay. It's
It's
okay not to
okay.
want
It's
things
okay.
bad, right? It's okay, but don't just make excuses. Say, oh no, I'm doing whatever it takes. No,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
didn't do whatever it takes. Because I
Yeah.
believe in myself, bro. If I really put my mind to bulking, I would do it.
Hmm.
But I don't care that much to do it,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Thanks.
So yeah,
So,
that's my story.
so hey, want to take this moment to give a shout out to y'all brothers, man. Y'all inspire me, man. Y'all are making shit happen. So y'all in turn inspire me. Shout out to all the real doers out there, man. Everyone
For
out there
sure,
who's
for
really doing
sure,
shit, not making excuses. And it's cool. Like if you don't want it bad enough, that we're not knocking
it's
anybody for that.
okay.
You just gotta be real with yourself and just
Right,
acknowledge you don't want it bad enough. And there's
right,
nothing wrong with that. If
right,
you like it, I love it. If you just want to live in mediocrity,
right,
that's fine. And
right,
and it's I don't ever want to demean what someone wants or what their goals are, like
right,
in saying that it's mediocre, right? Like I don't want to make it sound like I'm out here trying to like shoot anybody down for what their
right.
situation is. At the end of the day, if all you want is to work a good job and climb the corporate ladder and have
That's
kids and
true.
shit, like I love that for you. I
Right,
genuinely do. Like I love that for you, and there's nothing
right,
wrong with that. But don't complain about it. Then on the other
right,
side, all I'm saying is you got to be real with
right,
yourself. And the other
right,
side of being real about it is
right,
don't complain about, oh well, this could have happened, and that resentment
right,
of like living in regret. You
right,
should have tried some shit then.
right.
You should have tried.
Right. And also, I just want to give a shout out to you guys, man. Talking about that, just for, like remote escape, bro. Like, how bad do you want it? Those are the kind of things, right? Like, I remember you guys talked about this, right? And you guys are doing it, right? Y'all because y'all want this bad.
Yeah.
There are certain things
Hmm.
y'all like, fuck it. We're gonna take people to Africa. We're gonna show them the experience we had, like how that changed our life. We're gonna make it happen. And guess
Hmm.
what? It's happening, right? And those
Yeah.
are the things I'm talking about, bro. If you guys didn't want that shit back, it wasn't gonna happen. Y'all gonna make up some excuse. Oh, we're gonna do it next
Thanks.
year. We're gonna figure it out another
Hmm.
time. So
Yeah.
think about it, right? You really wanted to make this shit happen this year, bro, and you got it done. So I just want
We
to give you
did.
guys a
We
shout out,
did.
bro.
We appreciate you, bro. That
For
that means a
for
lot. And
sure.
and shout out to anybody who is going to remote or going on our inaugural trip with us next month, man. We popping out to Rwanda. We going back to the motherland, man, and it's gonna be a beautiful thing. And to your point, DG, this is something that we talked
Right.
about, a year ago, right? And
Because y'all
we didn't
wanted
know
this
we
shit
didn't we
bad.
didn't we didn't know we didn't know the thing is it's just like you try it. You don't necessarily I don't necessarily I didn't know how to start a fucking travel company. P didn't know how to start a travel company. V didn't
Right.
know how to start a travel company. But we're just like, fuck it, we'll figure it
Right.
out. Because you know what? We want it bad enough.
Right.
When you want something bad enough, you don't make excuses. You just put fucking thoughts into
right.
action, and then you take that action and then you run with
Bro,
it, right? And
was
we got
inspired,
we
man. No, shout out for Cody R, bro. Y'all go to Manifest, not Manifest, but Invest Fest.
mhm.
I was like, bro, they won this shit like bad because I was like, y'all won this shit, bro. Out
Yeah,
there with
bro.
my guys' shirts and all that. That's people who actually won shit bad because they're gonna do whatever it takes, bro. I guess it was comfortable wearing shirts that we taking people to Africa. I guess it was uncomfortable like networking with people, but you got like, fuck it, we gonna make this shit happen. We gonna make it's gonna work.
Hmm.
I'm just saying, I was inspired. I ain't gonna lie. Like y'all my bros, but like seeing that shit, out of
Yeah,
damn, they're doing this shit. Like this is dope.
Appreciate
Seeing
yeah.
the thought
We
and then the
appreciate you,
vision, like
bro.
seeing coming together, bro. Like damn, this is
Yeah.
dope. And then knowing like just be on the call when I was on the presentation, how that shit was so laid out, bro. I was like, damn, am I watching Zia Ramond being this professional, like a professor? Like for
You
real,
said you
like
said he said who you presenting to right now?
Come
like
on.
for real, bro. Like how everything was laid out. Like damn, this is like my work meeting, bro. But these are like my friends doing this shit. Like I'm being for real. Like I'm not even gassing y'all out, bro. Because that's
Hey,
why I was on the
good
call the
shit,
whole
bro.
time. I was on the shit the whole time. I was like, this it is dope. The fact that you guys do it, because I saw the birth, bro, the beginning, like the thoughts, the idea, like how all the little pieces were like coming together, and then
Hmm.
boom, now it's actually something tangible. Like it's happening. Out of damn, bro. That's how like if you want something bad, bro, you're gonna get it done. That's one thing I've been
Yeah.
saying, bro. Most of the time we make excuses on things that we want. We don't really want that shit bad, bro.
Hmm.
Especially things that you can control, right? Certain
Yep.
things that you can't really control. We know that. But if you can really control certain things, bro, if you're making excuses, you don't really want that shit bad.
Hmm.
That's my finishing remark. Shout out to you guys.
My
Yeah,
dog,
we
man.
appreciate that, bro,
Appreciate
for
that,
real.
bro.
Shout out to V because V's on here. Shout out to V, man, the Remote Escapes team, man. It's been a journey, to obviously get here, and we excited to be back in the motherland next month, man. So shout out, from
Come on.
an idea to fucking action to something that's tangible. Like this shit is real, like we putting together the pamphlets and everything like that now,
Right, right,
so that people, when you pull up, when they land in Rwanda, we gonna have the whole itinerary, everything mapped out, like from beginning to end.
yeah,
And we're talking about a life-changing, life-altering experience, and the fact that we get to share that with people,
yeah.
what better? And I did want to also take, I can't take a compliment without giving one. So I also got to say, shout out to DG because DG be out here doing it, man. He's, like I said, one of the most consistent people that I know.
Appreciate it,
And
brother.
Grant Care Agency is doing major things. They did
For sure.
really amazing things in 2024. They're gonna do it even bigger and better in 2025, man. So
Amen.
that's the theme all year. Fuck your opinion.
Fuck your opinion, bro.
Fuck,
Level up,
Hey,
man.
peace,
fuck your
bro.
opinion. We just gonna make some shit shake. We just gonna make
Right.
some shit shake. Fuck your opinion.
For sure. For
Let's
sure.
get it.
What you
Let's
got
get
for him,
it,
P?
man. I mean, I can't even follow that up with nothing, bro. Y'all killed that, man. Y'all killed that, bro. It is dope to be surrounded by people that just don't make excuses. Like, what do we need to do to figure this shit out? And we figure it out every time, man. So,
Hmm.
something I heard recently that it was like, all the boss is a problem solver.
Right.
That's it.
Whenever there's a new problem in front of you, you just solve it. That's it. We just
That's
solve
it.
it. That's a new problem. Solve it. We don't know how to do it. Solve it, and then we keep going until you have something, man. So it is really dope, man. And I'm glad that we're actually ending on this note of talking about the things that we're actually doing. Like we said, we're usually super humble about it, but
Right.
we're talking about
Right.
some of the things that we're actually doing, man. Remote Escapes is really something that we're proud of. You know what I mean? And
Right.
whether it was a couple people or or 100 people, we would
Right.
taking some people to Africa after as a set in a thought in our mind into like next
Right.
month we're going. People
Right.
booked with us, and you know what I mean. Like we sitting down and having calls with them and stuff like that. That shit is dope. That shit is, to me, that's like that's a big piece of life and purpose. Really,
Right.
is turning an idea into something tangible, man. So
Yeah.
man, it's a beautiful thing to see, man, and I appreciate for everybody who continues to rock with us every single week,
Every
man.
week.
And
Yeah.
watch. We're gonna do something special with the pod this year too, man.
Right.
We're working on some things, and I don't
Yeah.
want to spoil it, but there's some things on the way, man.
Yeah.
Right.
There's some
For
things on the
sure.
way, man. So
Yeah. So
let's get it.
keep manifesting with us, man, on these Mondays, man. Manifest Mondays has been a journey. I can't believe this is episode 63. Like in going into 2025, man, we got some really big things in store. We got some merch on the way. We got a lot of things. Like so
Right.
stay tapped in. I want to give a shout out to my cousin really quick. Shout out to Rachel. I see you. So shout out to everybody who popped on. Shout out to
Right.
Bree. Shout out to Vince. Shout out to Be Easy. Shout out
Be easy.
to Butterfly Wolf. Shout out to V. Shout out to Vince.
John James.
Yeah, shout out to everybody, man.
Yeah.
Little John
Yeah,
James, everybody who be tapped in with us every week, man. We're here every Monday manifesting, and we gonna figure some shit out. You know why? Because we make shit happen.
Yeah.
for sure, man. No excuses over here.
That's it. No excuses. Hashtag no excuse gang, man.
Yeah, F your opinions.
Fuck your opinion, man. Nah, you gotta say it with your chest. No F. Fuck
Yeah,
your opinion, man.
I'm tired, man. I'm tired, man.
But now we appreciate y'all rocking, man. Really, really. And like I said, I'm proud of y'all boys, man.
Yeah, let's just keep elevating,
Get up,
bro. Let's just keep like
bro.
supporting, elevating one another. That's it.
Yeah.
Level this shit up, man. All right, my
All right,
guys.
y'all. We'll see y'all
Appreciate
next
y'all.
week.
All
Y'all
right,
be
brother.
easy.
Sir.
All right.